The observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
Oh my god. Where's the phone here? I think I'm gonna have a bacon sandwich with some cheesy hash browns. Coffee's on. Anyway, I thought I'd talk about this absolute degenerate because she's saying that she's got one of those fucking airbed things. I don't know the actual name for them, but I used to work in care homes. So basically I've been a community carer, I've been a living carer, and I've worked in care homes, right? And those airbeds are fucking noisy, like actually noisy. And she's on live whilst her bed is apparently on and nothing's happening. Like there's a constant like hum to them, and then every now and then like more air will be pushed in and then it will go back to like the general hum. So I'm confused as to whether she's actually got one of these beds. I know that the hospital bed was bought from someone. Oh, it's going to be really noisy in my kitchen now. There's so many different fucking illnesses that she's got. I don't think she can keep up with them. Like, I don't think she can remember what she said she has. Which is absolutely fucking baffling to me. Like, wouldn't you fucking write it down in a notebook or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to lie about it, fucking make sure you can remember your stupid lies. She won't be on TikTok if she did. With regards to the bed, there's different types of air mattress. There are different types of air mattresses, right? I totally agree. But the thing is, right, is that you've got an air mattress that is constantly being pumped with air because it's plugged in, and that's what it does. Like, that's what an electric air mattress is, right? And it's so that you don't get bed sores and stuff. So there would be a constant fucking noise in the background from her air mattress, and there isn't. The fact that, like, she's constantly in bed as well, and she's always sitting on her arse, I don't understand why she hasn't got at least stage 1 bed sores on her arse. Like, who's coming in and turning her? Like, is she turning herself? Like, have you ever seen her on her side? Like, what's going on? Because she goes from the bed to the wheelchair, but that would still cause pressure sores on your arse. So I don't really understand. I don't understand what makes someone so fucking sick in the head that they would do this. Like, why would you lie? Why would you lie to the extreme? Like, what are you getting out of this, Kirsten? What are you getting out of this? The medication that she takes is so dangerous. She's going to end up unaliving herself. Literally, she's going to end up unaliving herself. Yeah, you can still get bed sores with air mattresses, but they help to reduce them. Like, she said that she doesn't do physio because she's paralysed and there's no point. No, physio is like really fucking important because you need to exercise the blood flow, you need to make sure that you're not getting clots. Like, physio is really important to people that are paralysed. I know she's not paralysed, but she's saying she can't go to physio because she's paralysed and there's no cure for it. Physio is not it's not just a cure. I'm gonna pee, by the way, so just to let you know. I was gonna mute myself, but as I'm the only one on here, there's no point, so I'm just gonna do it away. But like, this is the problem. I think she thinks that the general public on TikTok or the TikTok community or whatever, people on TikTok, fuck it, I don't know the words to use. I think she thinks they're stupid and that she can get away with her lies. Her mods need to realise that she's using them and abusing them, and it's not okay. And how did she become paralysed? Like, what made her paralysed? Has she ever told anyone what's made her paralysed? Oh my God, those hash browns smell amazing.
Maggie, just a quick one. What I was trying to get at with the bed comments is that my dad had one, and I know full well as an able-bodied person, when I got on that bed, I leant forward and one time to pick something up off the floor and I fell off.
Yeah.
Because it is moving air.
It is moving air. I've sat on them before in the when I was in the care home to help put a geezer's socks on, right? And they are the weirdest fucking things in the world. Like, I don't like it.
Yeah. And they do make a noise.
They do make a noise, a constant noise as well.
Even the last one my dad had was a solid one. It was to the point of it was the lowest rated one he could have. But that's still, every time he moved, that would switch on and change the air pressure. Like even moving an arm.
It's so true. And do you know what else pisses me off? Is that fucking hospital bed that she got it off of someone. It hasn't been given to her by the hospital.
Yeah,
she fucking bought it.
Yeah, you can get them on Facebook and everything.
She gets her meds off the dark web or Facebook or people on TikTok. And the thing is that if people are actually selling their meds to her, they could get in serious trouble. That then makes them a DD, if you know what a DD is.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be taking prescription meds that aren't prescribed to you anyway, because you don't know what they can do to your body. She's taking a concoction of them as well, and you can't mix certain medications. Like, I know that my dad's on beta blockers, so he can't now take a lot of antidepressant meds, right? Because it'll screw it up. It's a whole thing, okay? I had to tell the nurse what medication I was on before I could go on the pill, because even the pill can screw things up.
Yeah.
But it just, I'm so angry. I'm so enraged. Not only that she's lying about pretty much all of her conditions, but that she's mugging off the general public.
I think I remember.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Astrid.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I think I remember hearing her say her paralysis was due to a seizure or something.
I've heard it was due to a seizure and it was due to tumours on her spine and...
Huh?
Yeah, I've heard all sorts.
Wow.
Also, I've got another question. She says that she takes venlafaxine for her seizures, right? Which is
ECS. F&D as well.
Yeah, venlafaxine is also used for seizures. I use it as my happy pills because this bitch is sad. But she also said that she had drug-resistant seizures or drug-resistant epilepsy, and then she said she didn't have epilepsy, and then she said that they don't know what causes the seizures because, and it's just like, bitch, you're not seizing. No one reads comments whilst they're having a seizure. No one fucking comes out of a seizure that quickly, like recovers from a seizure that quickly.
I can say I have witnessed one real seizure, but that wasn't on a TikTok live. That was on a video call.
Of Kirsten's?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've only ever seen one though, the rest of them have been fake.
Okay, and how do you know that that one was real?
Well,
I'm not
she wasn't on TikTok to start, so she didn't have the attention.
Yeah,
How many were on the phone call though?
Yeah, she had your attention.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was real. The ambulance came and they actually were talking and saying things that made it sound like she was actually seizing. But I'm not sure.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sat here on 24 hours chemo, and then there's this joke. Totally bonkers. I'm so sorry. My dad was on 24-hour chemo. He had to take his little pump home and everything. I wasn't on 24-hour chemo. My chemo lasted 4 hours. It was a fucking ball ache. I downloaded Ratatouille and started watching that. Fucking love Ratatouille. What a film. But yeah, I mean, the fact that she is like, cancer's the only thing that this bitch ain't got.
Give it time.
For the time, yeah. She'll probably come up with that. But it's just the fact that like she's still on here. Apparently she's going to.
She's 25.
Yes, 25. The fact that she fucking has got a court date next month, apparently. I don't know how true that is. I've heard it from a lot of people. But wouldn't, like, this is fraud. This is fucking fraud. And this isn't a serious crime either. Like, she's pissing a lot of people off.
But when she said that she was end of life.
She was what, sorry?
She said that she was end of life at one point.
And then she quickly said, I've never said I'm end of life. There's fucking videos of you, Kirsten. Like, keep up with your own lies.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that there is a lot of investigations going on behind the scenes, but nobody's talking about them because they're a legal case. But there are stuff going on.
But I understand that this woman is mentally effed up, right? And she genuinely needs help. And I would love to see her get the help that she needs, for her to realise that she's doing a lot of damage to people, because I don't know if she's aware of how much damage she is doing to people, you know? I don't know if she's fully aware of her actions. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Might be in that bubble.
She knows she's lying. Like, this is why it's not Munchausen's, because she knows she's lying, whereas people with Munchausen's 100% believe that they are ill. This woman does not believe that she's ill. She doesn't. She knows what she's doing, which makes it worse, but I don't think she knows what she's doing to other people. This is oh my god, I had the word the other day. People, I don't want to say malingus because that sounds like a Harry Potter name.
Malingering.
Malingering. Doesn't that sound like malingus? Definitely sounds like a professor at Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Hogwarts. But yeah, malingering, because she's getting stuff for it, right? She's getting she's getting fucking gifts. She's getting the attention that she wants. She's getting everything that she wants and needs.
it's malingering. And I will always forget that word. Always. It's ridiculous. I'm going to add the next person in. I just need to dry my hands because I'm doing my washing up. Can I just thank everyone here for being my body double whilst I'm doing my washing up, because I literally need someone here whilst I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, I come up because I'm an ex-mod, so I can answer any questions.
Hello everyone, how's it going?
Hello, not so bad, thanks. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. So this, what I wanted to talk about was this woman there. Is it Kirsty or Kirsten?
Kirsten.
Yeah, so I've seen loads of videos of her. However, I've never ever seen her on a live.
That's because her account is private.
Oh, okay. Because, I mean, I hope that, the lies caught up with her, because, even I can tell it's lies because the way she stutters. And then she says she's paralysed from the waist down, but then she can get up.
Yeah, she's pushed herself back in her chair with her legs. There's videos of her fucking standing up. It's such bullshit. I don't even know where she's got the wheelchair from.
I read some people have been saying it's her grandma's.
Oh, fucking hell. I mean, there's some things that you can keep from your grandma if she's passed away, but a fucking wheelchair is going too far, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kept my grandmother's ring. I didn't keep her fucking I didn't keep her walking stick, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I just don't understand it all. I mean, how did all this come about with Kirsten?
So I've come up with my own little kind of conclusion for it.
Yeah.
And it might be completely wrong, but her older sister unalived from a brain tumour.
Yeah.
And I think that she's got glass child syndrome, where the attention was on her sister, and she wanted she wanted the attention afterwards. She didn't want the attention that her sister got. She then wanted the attention, and she's got all of this. So her dad is like proper enabling her. Apparently she's going out with her mum today. I thought mum wasn't really in the picture because she was tired of all this bullshit, but apparently like she's going out with mum today. So there's that. But I just think it's ridiculous. And the fact that like people come on and they're like, oh, how do you know she's lying and all this? It's like there's so many people that are like, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, like she's bullshit, but apparently like she's going out with mum today. So there's that. But I just think it's ridiculous. And the fact that like people come on and they're like, oh, how do you know she's lying and all this? It's like there's so many people that are like, this is wrong, this shouldn't be happening, like she's said this and then she said that. Like everyone can see that she's lying.
Like, I can as well, and also what I've noted, I'm no professional whatever doctor or anything, but the thing I don't understand is she's always got that thing dangling. It's never connected to anything.
So the NG and the NJ tubes do dangle unless you've connected them to something. Like they're constantly in there. So one's for feed and one is for something else that I don't know. I don't really understand them.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Hiya. But the thing is, you don't need to be a doctor to realise that she's lying. This is how bad her lies are. Like,
Can I just ask a question quickly? Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you know what Joe Forever did the other day? I just want to make sure you're aware of who you've got in your box.
of Joe who?
Joe Forever up the top, she came on live after triggering hundreds of people, and then she turned her camera on and pretended, well, I mean, she was on the motorway, but she pretended she was hit by a lorry.
Right. Do you want to tell the true story on that?
I mean, read your comments, Megs. I'm not joking. Read your comments.
Do you want to tell the real reason what happened that night?
No, that is the truth, Joe. You and your son was being outed for being a racist and being wrong-uns, and then all of a sudden you ended up on a motorway and no one's seen you since.
Motorway, love. This is where you need to get your facts straight.
Look, please just read your comments, Maggie, because everyone's telling you exactly the same. She did that, and that triggered loads and loads of people. You can go to Who's Lying's account and ask her.
I'll send you the proof, Maggie.
There is no proof. We all watched it, Joe. That was really bad. Do you not feel bad for what you did in that box to hundreds of people?
Does Maggie want to hear what happened?
I just told her what happened.
Does she want to see it?
Can I hear Joe's side of the story? Because I don't know what it is. So can we just... Story, then I make my mind up.
So,
that's what I was going to say. Best to hear Joe's side story first. Go on, Joe.
So yes, I made racial comments on my live. I apologised about them many a times. That wasn't good enough for these people. A group of old friends is now all combined and decided to say other stuff about me, which I've got proof of. And this live was me and my son in the boxes, and the whole of the boxes were filled. I do have a clip of...
I'm not being funny, but saying sorry after saying racial slurs is not good enough for me either. It's fucking 2024. If you're going to be angry that someone is a different fucking colour to you, you need to go and take your face for a shit, love.
You got Maggie.
Like, absolutely not. Racial it's fucking 2024.
Right, this is what I was trying to get. I just wanted you to be aware as who was in your box trying to be holier than thou about Kristen or whatever her name is when she's doing that sort of thing. I mean, there's no worse in a situation between the two of them. They're as bad as each other in my eyes.
That's absolutely disgusting. No one should be saying racial slurs. Like I said, they are people. Oh my God, we're all fucking people. Some people have got more fucking melanin than others. Like, why are you angry about that? That doesn't make us any different to you or me. They've got beautiful skin. Absolutely beautiful skin. How can you be angry that someone is a different fucking colour to you? Like, are we not adults? Do we not have brains? Do we not understand that shit? Fucking, I'm so angry. Like, that has pissed me off. I'm so angry that someone thinks that just apologising after saying a racial slur is okay. Absolutely not. You shouldn't have fucking said it. You shouldn't have done it, right? It's absolutely ridiculous. Fucking take your head for a wobble.
The thing is, once it comes out your mouth, that's it. There's no taking it back.
No, there is no taking it back. There is no excuse for racism. Absolutely no excuse for racism. And I'm sorry for like the people in the comments are saying "say it louder," like people in the back didn't hear you. I'm sorry, but like I work in a primary school, right? And there are a lot of black children in this school. There's also a lot of Indian people in this children in this school. They are all fucking lovely, and I couldn't imagine anyone saying anything about their skin colour because it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. We are all beautiful people, right? And it doesn't matter what fucking colour you are. What fucking colour you are.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, Maggie, for bringing this to your life, but I just thought when I see her in there, I just thought she cannot be running around this app with this sweet, innocent voice after what she did the other night, because that was really, really... I don't get triggered, but that was bad.
Yeah, I won't have a racist on my life, and thank you for bringing it to my attention because I've never come across that, so thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to do it now. I just wanted to say that, but have a lovely day.
You too.
Yeah, Max, quick question before you go.
Yeah.
Do you have a video of it? Because I'd like to see it.
No, I mean, this isn't my actual account, obviously, but I was on my account the other night, and I was in Who's Lions Live. That's where it all happened. I'm guessing there was hundreds of people in there. Someone would have screen recorded what happened, but it just happened so quick. Obviously, they were being called out for being the racists that they are and the things that they said. And just like she did there, tried saying, I apologise, but because no one was listening to her and no one was accepting it, she then turned her camera on and was like, I don't want to go over it because I don't want to trigger people myself, but it was really bad. She was just there, and then it was just bright lights coming at her, and I mean...
Yeah.
It was just really bad.
Joe Forever.
Joe Forever, yeah, and her son's called Matty.
I'm sure there'll be something on like the FYP if I type in it.
Yeah, I'm sure now that I've mentioned it, you will see it. But I just wanted you to know, because obviously what you're trying to cause awareness for is brilliant, but she shouldn't be playing the other side when she's just as bad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Apparently she's blocking everybody, so it looks like that anybody that doesn't agree with her, she's blocking them. A bit like that the name's Luna.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that fucking piece of shit as well.
Yeah, exactly. That stutter.
Oh my god.
But the fact that she could say, oh yeah, I was just racist, and then I apologised. Like, everyone's going to say, oh, well done for saying sorry.
Yeah.
Apologising, yeah, absolute crap.
I know. But after she apologised, she was racist again. Her and Matty was really racist bad.
But do you know, also another person that was racist, have anybody heard of Luton Dan? Lewis Dan?
No.
So Lewis Dan, he lives in Tampa, Florida, and he lives on a boat, and he said the N-word yesterday.
This app's crazy. But I just wanted to let you know, I am going to drop though. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Yeah, take care, bye.
Bye.
Well, yeah, this Kirsten person, I can never see her live, and I followed her many times. It seems to me she's following people that agree with her.
Yeah.
And if you also notice, all the stuff I've seen on the FYP, her voice is always croaky, and I don't get it.
It's the same fucking voice that I use when I call in sick to work and I'm not actually sick.
Yeah.
That sounds like Luna again.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So, thank you for letting me in. I really appreciate it, Maggie. Can I just say something about Luna? I've literally just come into your live, so I only heard the tail end of that Joe Forever. Firstly, I think Fact Freak did an expose 2 nights ago on her.
Go Forever.
Yeah, and he I think it was her, and he came up with the best, what is it called, roasting? Yeah, roasting comment that when her son, who doesn't speak to her anymore, her real son, that was his words, I don't know the full story, when he passes away, because apparently he's seriously ill, she will have nobody who loves her. And that's the sad thing about this site, but not just this site, it's so many other sites. And it's also in real life, I'm afraid. I had it in a hospital from a member of staff 2 days ago. I used to be Deputy Director of Nursing at Poole Hospital. I spent my life as a nurse until I got a spinal disability because a doctor dropped a patient on me and I had to retire. And I had a fall on Friday and was taken into Poole by ambulance. And the woman who replaced me made a special effort to come down and see me in Majors just as they'd given me my pre-med. And she said, "Oh, it's you. What a shame we can't ban queers." Sorry if that's triggering for anybody.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And that's an NHS Deputy Director of Nursing of a major NHS trust.
What's wrong with people?
Yeah,
I'm
Barry.
sorry, I put it down to social media, I'm afraid, because people can hide so much of their true self. And I'm sure you've all had it. I have it in my lives. If you do lives, you have the trolls come in. Usually, user so and so and so and so. No disrespect if anybody in here is called user. Who? Yes, I did report her, Paddy. Yes. They come in and they say something horrific, and then they disappear. And if you're lucky, you get to have a look. They've got maybe 5 followers, but they're following about 2,000 people. So they come in, type something vile, and then they close their account down. Even if you do manage to report them to Mr. and Mrs. Tickly Talk, Mr. and Mrs. Tickly Talk still don't seem to care.
No, they don't.
Like Luna, I was an admin for her for a while. She was a friend. And because those of you who know Luna, I'm sure know that she has this big beef with John, Cooking with John.
Yes, yeah.
Now, when she told me what a terrible, evil, horrible, nasty person he was and how he shouldn't be trusted, I went into a couple of his lives just to watch him.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure. I mean, even he's admitted when he did his Boona, his drag version of her with the rubber parrot on his shoulder and all that, and carrying his bottle of Baileys. He said perhaps he could have been a bit more sensitive about that, but it was his way of combating her absolute nastiness. And I said, well, that's a fair comment. I can't argue with you, but I'm going to stay as her admin because I believe if you're given the position of admin, it's not just you to protect the creator. You've also got to make sure that the creator is doing their job in a kind, considerate, and effective way. And so she banned me.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I think, Barry, the way that person spoke to you about being gay is bloody disgusting. Sorry.
Yes, it is.
I'm a therapist, a counsellor, and I'm proud to say that on my file I work with a lot from the LGBTQ plus.
Can I let you into a secret? We're breeding. There's a lot of us about.
I work with a lot of you. And
I'm a counsellor now myself. I've just qualified with my BACP because I can't nurse anymore.
Have you?
I actually do a mental health live on here on a Wednesday night for men.
I love that.
Now, I've been sanctioned by TikTok for not being inclusive.
Oh, it doesn't work like that.
I say in every single live that I do, it's not just for men.
No.
Because I'm a man, I am a survivor of both DA and SA. No disrespect to you lovely ladies in the room, or any lady. The majority of attention when it comes to surviving DA and SA is heavily weighted against women and obviously children. And I understand that because the majority of abusers, sadly, are men.
Mm-hmm. I actually specialise in DA, SA and trauma. And as I say, that's my specialism, has been for 20 plus years now. And I find that now, not a lot, but it has changed a tiny bit, where it's becoming more understandable. Yes, men are actually DA survivors. It's not always. And I've got to say this, when I worked for the NHS, I worked in safeguarding, and I wrote a paper about LGBTQ plus and domestic abuse, and that was used in training, and I was really proud of that piece of
and you
work.
Should be. You should be. I should look you up. I will find you.
At the end of the day, you know, it is happening, and we know it's happening. I mean, I'm proud to say that I work with every race, every religion. I have no bias against anyone. But it disgusts me that in this day, racism is still there.
You mentioned religion. If you look at my profile, you'll see I'm also a liberal Catholic bishop. Now I've had to retire from nursing. I've had to fill my time, and when I'm not looking after my dog, keeping myself upright because of my horrendous disability or gardening, I'm doing outreach work for the most vulnerable and marginalised. And do you know what really horrifies me is the amount of my fellow clergy, not just Christian clergy, but rabbis and imams and all people who use the tag of religious people, not faith people, religious people, use their big frocks and their pointy hats and their big sticks like I get to wear, or their flower pots on the heads, or whatever it happens to be, and they will use their religion to validate their bigotry and their nastiness. And it's going back to what it was like before the time of Henry. What it was like before the time of Henry VIII. It really is. And I'm afraid the core root of it, again, is social media. I mean, the government, the new government, crap though it's turning out to be, which as a socialist really upsets me, they've turned out to be bigoted. They've turned out to be phobic against particular elements of the community. And they're the ones in charge of making sure we're all safe and live a full and happy, contented life. But social media, they are actually now challenging it, which I'm glad. There's a white paper going through at the moment, if you're not aware, that every social media site, and that's anything from Tinder up to Craigslist, to Grindr, to Growler, to...
I'm not paralysed just because of I can't remember the end of it, but get Yorkie in a box and we'll find out.
Is Yorkie in here?
I'm not sure. Yorkie, you in here? We all know that, Natasha. She isn't paralysed.
Yeah, there's no way she's paralysed. I don't know what her parents think they're doing, but they're just as much to blame.
They're enabling her.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Oh, Yorkie's not here.
Oh, that's that nice top.
Me and Maggie don't bite if anybody else wants to jump in the box.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to mod you up.
Okay.
So that you can
accept people.
Yeah, because I am super busy.
Yeah, that's cool. And X-Mod said, Mum knows it's all fake, but her dad enables her. Yep. And French Connection, she does claim Pip. She probably claims Pip and gets enhanced benefits. That needs to be... Yeah, because she's not... Oh, don't even go there with that. It took me 3 years to get my Pip, and she got years and a half a year. 2 to 3 years it took me. So I had to get diagnosis for my spine and that. And then I still fight for it every time.
Pisses you off, doesn't it?
I 100% agree with you, Mags. She needs to be sectioned for her own safety.
Yeah, she needs to be sorted out. Yeah.
Why is she doing it? Why, Nick, 1988-7. Why is she doing this? We don't know. Press the
For gifts. For all sorts.
Yeah, Sally, press the one to get I'll let you in.
Hi, Mega.
Hiya, how you doing?
Ready to hear my...
All right.
My signature, so I wanted to be at its...
I've actually built a massive case on her.
Oleo Intense with nourishing...
Yep, you just sit down a bit there.
To reduce hair breakage for long-lasting colour.
Yep, I found out a lot. And it's not just about her.
Oh, really?
I've also got information on the parents. I've even got a photo of their house. I'm not kidding. I've gone down a rabbit hole and I've got the phone number.
Unknown, I'm not accepting you because you're unknown. You've not got a picture or anything.
Yeah, unknown's not coming up.
But there's been a lot going on and I'm not letting it happen. So I'm building it, but it's away from TikTok. And now there's only yous that know.
You're amazing. She was a recent guest appearance.
Before that, there's only Yorkie that knows.
Oh, wow.
That I'm looking away from TikTok.
Daddy, if you want to jump up, press a box.
I think too many people, myself included, are focusing on TikTok.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things a lot wider. Like the charity that are being set up. It's wild. Just put it that way.
Nick, have you found that the photoshopped pictures?
Which one? Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I came across a video of her in some photos, 2 photos, and then the person who made the video put the real photos that they found online, that she must have found online, and photoshopped herself into them. Now, this photo had this video had thousands of likes on it, but everyone I speak to now says, no, I haven't seen that video. And I'm like, and I can't find it.
No, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
And I was on the fence about this girl for a while. I know the tubes are fake.
Oh, really?
Until I saw those photos, until I saw that video about the photos, and I knew from then, Hannah Barton, I've seen it. Like, I can't find it again, and it's since I saw that, that's definitely lying.
The fact that she doesn't have a harness is a red sign, because if you have seizures, then you have to have a full. If you're in a wheelchair, you have to have a full vest.
Sally, tap a box request and I'll let you in.
I don't even think she's got a belt, let alone anything else. But she should have a full body strap so that when she has a seizure, she can't fall forward.
It's just those photos. I can't find it again. And it was, when I commented something on it, someone had said something about justice for someone. And I think it was the guy's photos that she had used. But it was, one of them was where she was like in a corner of the room, like a photo of her, like looking up at the camera of her being in the corner of the room. And in behind her was like a bed with like 3 pillows on it. And then they showed like the real photo of it without her in it, and the pillows were all exactly the same. Like it was the actual photo that they'd got, and they showed where they got it from online. And then the other photos of her of like a POV, of like her, what she could see from a hospital bed. And then they found that exact photo, like they showed you where they found it on Google. And they showed that photo, and it's exactly, they put it side by side, and it showed it's exactly the same.
You see, I've seen the pictures.
Good, I'm going crazy because I thought it was like a dream that I'd seen these photos, and I now can't find it. But it was that was the turning point for me, that I knew that someone else had seen that video too. Good. Thank you.
Well, now I want to go into Yorkie's live.
Do you know a Hayley, Maggie?
I've heard of Hayley, yes.
But that unknown keeps asking to come in. Hayley 1213. Get to level 9. Yeah, let her in. Okay.
Put it this way: the amount of groups that I've joined on Facebook in a certain area, and the amount of people that I've messaged with connections, and I've got so many things that's not to to do with TikTok. But my question is, why is it still happening? Why is something not being done?
Yeah.
Because
I've seen one girl who said that she.
So many awareness pages. It's ridiculous.
I've seen one person, and she has put that she was in contact with her social worker, and things like that. So I think that she's kind of getting somewhere with it.
Yeah, I can't find you, Sally.
I don't think Pip's going to do anything about it, because until she's held accountable.
Yes, I do remember you, Sally. I just can't find you in the list.
Disabled. You don't know what she's told. But I mean, there must be 15 awareness groups, if not more. But you've got Reddit, Tattle Life, all these things off TikTok. Even a community page in Fakem itself. All saying exactly the same thing. But why hasn't she been stopped yet? What is so special about her that this is still happening?
Sally, request a box. I can't find you in the list.
I don't know. I don't know why she's still like it. You make so many different accounts that I don't know if TikTok can even keep up with her.
No.
And I think the fact that TikTok get paid for it as well.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be bothered.
People saying that she's meant to be in court. Then there's other people saying the police are involved. But she's taken money from people for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it might turn out that hundreds and thousands of people are wrong, and she's right, and she really is as ill as she says. What's this latest one I read in the comments about cancer?
Oh no, she hasn't said anything about cancer. Like,
I'll tell you what, if she does, I'll be going to fake them myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I've not seen anything about cancer. I'm sure it'd be the next thing, but I've not seen anything yet.
Well, somebody mentioned a brain tumour or something.
No, her older sister died of a brain tumour.
Yeah. She was called Hiya Chronic Sally. I can't remember what I was saying.
You were saying she was called
the older sister.
Oh, she was called Rebecca, because they set a charity up in her name.
Yeah.
I found all that last night, and the trustees, and where the address is, with the email and the phone number, which belongs to the parents. But every page, it isn't just on TikTok. How can anybody know that there is so many groups and so many people talking about her and still carry on?
I know, it's almost like if I could try and put myself in their shoes for a minute, like you'd cut your losses and run. Like you'd cut, like as in not going to cut your losses, as in you would take what you've got, what you've been given now and stop, because there's going to come a point where she gets in serious trouble from it.
Lorraine Dolan, I am sorry to jump on. Please, can I ask one on I follow her? That's Lorraine Dolan in the comments.
It's alright. Add whoever you want, like whoever you think is good to add. I don't mind.
Who have you got modding, Maggie?
I think Nicola's a mod and the red lady. Sorry, I'm doing stuff. I can't read names.
Tammy, wait, what there? I can't see the name.
Yeah, asking people dead when someone had died, asking if she can have his equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, that asthma, when she claimed she had asthma and she was using a child's spacer. That was just, I looked at that and I just thought, why not have an adult one?
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to say to you ladies that I'm paralysed from waist down due to an epidural I had, and I can't transfer with a banana board. There's no way that she can transfer from with a banana board with paralysed waist down. And it's she's really sick, as in mentally sick.
Yeah, I agree.
And it was me that put it in the comments about she asked someone's son that had just died the day after if she could have all the equipment and medical stuff and that she'd pay postage.
Wow.
She's absolutely sick in the head. And also, I'm in hospital at the minute, and I asked my nurses about these tubes, and I said it goes in one and comes out in the other. And she turned around and said that the NJ and the NG is in two different places, so that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
they're not the intestines, and
they're not situated properly either.
Yeah. One goes into the intestines and one goes into the stomach. So what the NJ would go into her stomach, and I know because my little boy's got one. Yeah. He's got Hirschsprung's disease. So one goes into the intestines, which is the NJ, and that will give her nutrients, their feed and medication, because the stomach can't handle things like that. And then the G tube would go into her stomach and take anything out. But what she does, because she hasn't really got the NJ in properly, because that has to be put in under hospitals, like medical staff, usually his is put in by X-ray, because it's got a little metal thing on the end of it that makes sure it's situated properly. So it's done by X-ray.
I've got a PICC line that I've just had put in to have TPM feed. So what feed does she have then?
Any feed she can get hold of.
Because she doesn't have it on long enough, does she?
No, it goes on for hours.
Yeah, mine's 24 hours, and then it has to be changed again to another one.
Yeah.
But she's so fake.
Never do you hear her pump beeping
or
or anything.
Don't. And they bloody do. They do beep like crazy.
They beep just because they want to.
Yeah.
And she's got a heart condition, she claims. It's drinks Monster and has got it all on a frigging Amazon wish list.
You wouldn't be able to, if you've got a heart condition, you wouldn't be able to drink energy drinks.
Exactly.
She's such a faker, and it really
Why
bugs
can she
me.
get away with it?
There's so many people that are trying to get her off. But the problem is, I know Sally was saying that that they've tried getting her off and they're going through the right procedures, but the police and that won't do nothing because it's mental.
Yeah, talk about Nicola. Can you help me get Sally in the box? I can't find her.
Yes, she is dying Stardust. That's why she looks like that girl, because she is that same person.
I do think the dad enables it. And I think that the dad is scared of losing another child. So it just goes with what she says.
What did you say about the hospital video? What was that?
The photoshopped video?
Yeah.
So there's a video that's got her in the corner of the room, and in the background is like a sort of like a hospital bed, almost just like a bit of like a prison bed. Maybe it's like a psychiatric bed, I'm not sure. It's got like no sheets on it, I think.
Yeah.
And there's 3 pillows on the bed. She's in the corner of the room looking up at the camera, and then someone has shown that, like, if you go into Google where you can find this photo, the exact photo, and obviously she's not in it, it's from some guy's website.
Oh my God.
And there was another one of her lying in bed, sort of like her point of
what
view
you can do is
of the room, and they've shown where you can find that photo as well.
The thing is, she goes so far.
Well, all you have to do is, when you go onto Google, if you press the camera and then upload the picture, if that picture's already on Google, it'll go straight to it.
Yeah.
That's how you find out with it.
Yeah,
Like scan pictures and things like that.
But she's so sick in the head, having to go this far.
Yeah.
And no, but the thing is, I know that she's got so much hate, like, well, not hate, but and proof of her standing, but yet still puts herself out there.
Yeah, if she's paralysed from waist down, she can no way sit in that wheelchair. You have to have a more sturdier wheelchair, and also you have to have a lap. Not a lap; it goes over your thighs to keep your legs closed. You can't. She doesn't. She doesn't have any of that.
No, it's like she doesn't have the harness.
No,
That's what I was going to ask you.
Seizure.
I was going to ask you, but I don't want to be like too personal about the legs. So like, I'm assuming if you're paralysed waist down, you wouldn't have control of where your legs are gonna fall. Like when you're sitting down, they would sort of like open up almost, like where she holds her knees together.
And you can't do that. This is why I'm saying she has to, like in my wheelchair, I have to have not a lap belt, it's a thigh belt that goes over your thighs and pushes your legs together. Because otherwise they wouldn't be able to. But she doesn't. She has no problem with that, and also her feet as well. She's got no problem with her feet. I've got oh god, I can't remember now. Sorry. What did you say? Sorry. Oh, I've got drop foot. I've got drop foot. I got drop foot where my foot just flops. She hasn't got anything like that.
No, her feet are really pointed.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm not being funny, when you're paralysed, you lose your strength in the muscles in your feet. That's why I got drop foot, and mine just flop. But it's so sickening to see how far she goes for these things.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
I don't know how she's kept it up and how so long.
I don't know if anyone else here has got ADHD or ADD, right? But do you know how difficult it is to tidy a fucking bedroom when you've got it? I am struggling so hard.
It is hard.
I just don't want to do it anymore.
Well,
You can do it, Maggie.
I'm currently folding 5 kids worth of washing that has built up over a week, and I can't be bothered. So I feel ya.
It's so annoying, and I've got so much stuff, and it just doesn't look like anything is getting better. And I hate it.
Piles. Make piles.
I've got piles. I've got about 10 piles. I've got 6 on the bed. I've got more on the floor. I'm currently putting my charity shop stuff in the black bag. I've got a pile of washing. I've got a pile of underwear. I just can't do this without someone being here with me.
Yeah, to help you.
Not even to help me, just to stand and talk to me.
You've got all of us. Yeah, we're all here.
I know, and I can do this, and I will do this.
Yeah.
You just do what you can, darling. You don't have to go,
My friend, what she does is I think she got it from Mrs. Hinch or something, or Stacey Solomon. She puts everything like into piles, then she puts all that into bags, so then it's all tidy. Then she cleans, and then she goes through each and every bag and then sorts it out. And if she runs out of time, at least it's tidy.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Hi, Alex. How you doing, hon?
Hi, Sally.
Sorry I couldn't find you, Sally.
I'm going to take a break in a minute. I'm going to have a cup of tea and then I'm going to come back to it.
I was going to say Kay did say make a brew.
Yeah. Yeah, I will. Right, keep chatting. I've just got a message from my boyfriend and he's in Turkey, so I'm going to read it. So hang on a second.
Well, where in Turkey is he?
I like that. Rocks your world. She's just put, I'm sorry to everyone that she is hurt. Not everyone is the same or lucky enough to fake being ill.
Yeah, and that's the thing. She's hurting the community of people who are chronically ill. She
takes cyclosine, doesn't she?
Probably.
You can only have that 8 hourly.
She takes drugs as well, where there's been nurses and stuff on lives where they've come on and said, you cannot take this and this together. when she does.
I mean, she does take cyclodine, then she doesn't dilute it with anything. She gives it straight off because it gives you such a high.
Why she always looks like she does with her like wide eyes and
massive pupils.
I mean, how many times can you sit on there and do your medication?
Exactly.
She's sick, but she's mentally sick. She's got, I can't remember what she's got. I think it's a bit like Munchausen, but it's called something else. Fictitious disorder.
I don't know where in Turkey it is. It begins with a B, and he flew into Antalya, and then they went to the place that starts with a B. Also, I don't think she's got Munchausen's or fictitious disorder. I think she's just malingering.
Yeah, I'm going to Antalya in May. You have to ask him if it's nice.
I'm going in April.
Oh, yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to Cedar. But Antalya is absolutely lovely.
Is that spelled as S-I-D-E?
Yes.
That's where I'm going.
Oh, I stayed at Hotel Linda. It was brilliant.
We stay in at Club Nina.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know it actually because we had to drop some other people off before we got to our hotel. So I know it. Yeah, it's
nice.
really nice.
It's the first time that I've been abroad in my wheelchair.
Oh wow!
But the problem is it's so hard because I can't get on the transfer bus because of the wheelchair. I can't take my electric wheelchair over because it's too heavy on the plane. So I have to take my manual and then hire one while I'm out there, which is good. It works about £200 for 10 days. But then I've got my electric wheelchair and they come to the hotel and drop it off and pick it up.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm hoping that it's really nice because it's the first time I've ever been there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, hopefully everything will work out good and you'll have a nice time.
Yeah, that's what we're planning. Even if it's our only abroad holiday, do you know what I mean? It's going to be brilliant. So whereabouts is your hotel then from ours?
It's a good half an hour away.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is. And
is there anything quite close to the hotels or not, or do you have to go away?
No, there's loads of stuff around the hotels. There's like streets that have got shops on them, and you can haggle in the shops as well. It's really good. But can I just say, if anyone tries to sell you like a boat trip, like if you've got a holiday rep there, like we did, and they try and sell you any of the trips, do not go on them. They are a rip-off and they're fucking awful.
Oh, are they? How do you get... Oh, so you go through your rep?
Yeah, so your rep will come up to you, he'll introduce you, he'll introduce himself to you or whatever, and then he'll give you a book and like there's all these trips. Do not go on I swear to God, I went on a boat trip, right? That was sold to us. It was a boat trip, and then it takes you to the market, and then you do all the market, and then you come back.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah, I tell you what happened. It was 3 hours on a boat down a river that is behind all of the hotels, where there's like no views. It was fucking freezing. There was music blaring. They're all trying to sell you stuff on the boat as well, and you're not interested. You have to pay for drinks, even though you were told it's all inclusive. You have to pay for food. There's nothing for like gluten intolerant, vegan, or anything like that. So there's no options. There's just like one lot of food. And so you do the three hour boat ride, right?
Yeah.
It took us to a beach where you had to pay to sit on the sun loungers, which is ridiculous. And everyone's trying to sell you stuff on the beach as well. And then it's another boat trip back, and then you go to the market, and all of that costs €240 for two people.
No way.
Do not go on any of them. The safari isn't a safari. There's no animals. It's you just driving around in a jeep.
Oh my God. I'm glad you've told me this because I wouldn't have known.
Also, they don't usually have insurance either, so if something happens to you.
Oh my God.
Exactly. They don't have like personal insurance, but your hotel will. Your hotel will, like, if you do it through your hotel, like the hotel rep, you'll have insurance that way.
we're going all inclusive, but I've been told it'll be mainly halal.
So yeah, because they're a Muslim country, so you won't get any. You won't.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
When her blood sugar's 4 point something, that's fine for her because she's not diabetic.
Yeah.
4.3 is normal.
Yeah, exactly. For someone that isn't diabetic like her, I don't know why she panics. Oh, my blood sugar's 3.9 and it's gone down, but that doesn't mean anything to her because she's not diabetic.
When she's pushing the opioids into her supposed NJ, she caps off the NG so that they go into her system.
Yeah.
Also, into her groin. She is on supposedly an antipsychotic and antidepressant, which I am on.
Yeah.
If I take mine and I haven't eaten properly, I do exactly the same as her.
Yeah.
My head starts to go and I start to nod.
But she's faking that though, isn't she?
Well, I think when she when she goes all drowsy.
Yeah.
I think that is the opioids.
Yeah, that's what my carer said. My carer said that's her overdosing.
Yes. Because she doesn't need them. She's just overloading her system.
She's gonna you know what someday.
Yeah, she's gonna unalive herself.
But that femoral line she's showing you up between her chest, isn't she?
No.
No,
it goes down the femoral, but the other day on the video she showed it up by her chin.
Well, she also showed one in her groin.
Yeah.
But the one on her chest is literally just taped to her chest.
This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. She mentioned about it on a tear in it. Do you remember?
Said what, sorry?
Do you remember when she said it broke or something?
Her femoral line broke. Yeah.
And I was like, well, if that broke, you'd be rushed into hospital.
She'd be dead.
Yeah, you can't have a broken femoral, no way.
No. That was when she had the cannula stuck to her hand, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
I also watched a video of her saying that the ambulance that she was in turned around because the paramedics called their manager. Whilst they were in the ambulance, the manager said, well, if she's okay, if she's like, if she's conscious and if she's like back to normal, then that's fine, you can take her back home. That's not how it fucking works.
I asked my best friend, one of my best friends, and she's a paramedic, and she said they wouldn't do that because if she went home and they left her and she flatlined or something, they could be sued by the family. So it's protocol. They take her to hospital, they hand her over, then if she wants to discharge herself, she can.
That's what she probably does then, isn't it?
Yeah, because there is no way they would turn around.
Which makes sense really, because it's in their hands otherwise.
Yeah.
I think some people are getting confused with the NJ and NG. So there's a lot of comments about if her NJ is fake, where do our opioids go, things like that.
They are both NGs that she has inserted herself.
But I've got an NG now, and it's not even positioned like that.
No.
Because it'd be hard to use it. It's like, I'm not being funny. It's like it sticks out your nose, doesn't it, with the sticky tape on the nose. I did ask the nurses, and they said no, it's not right.
That's why she tapes them so close to her nose.
Yeah.
To stop them from coming out.
Yeah, because obviously when she's done them before, she has them hanging, doesn't she? I think she does her own tubes as well, evidently.
Oh, yeah. She does.
Yeah, you can't do an NJ by yourself. You can't.
No,
you can't
that's
do.
why they're both NGs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why when she has
out
feed
anyway.
going into one, it comes out of the other one. You can see
Oh.
it coming back out. That's not stomach matter. It's not bile. It's not stomach acid. It's the feed coming back out because she's got them both in the same place.
French connection. If you have tubes, some people can eat and some people can drink.
But she sits there drinking monsters, one after the other. And I bet you she drinks the sugary ones.
And with gastroparesis or POTS, which she says she has both, you do not drink energy drinks. It is just a big, big no-no.
And also, she's saying she's got lines in that, like Femor and all that. You can actually put the medicine down the NG tube.
Yeah.
She doesn't do that, does she?
No.
Weird. She's really.
You also can't vomit up an NJ tube.
No.
You can't vomit up. And she's got videos on there of her pictures, or whatever, of her vomiting up. You cannot vomit up an NJ tube. An NG tube, maybe, but an NJ tube, no.
But an NG tube will come up the pipe and go into a bag, wouldn't it?
Yes. She also says she takes venlafaxine and she crushes it. This was on the prescription thing that she obviously edited, that she put up. On the box of venlafaxine, it says, "Do not crush, must be taken whole."
Yeah, but you can't take them whole when you've got an NG tube. I'm really struggling with my
But they
NG.
wouldn't put her. If she couldn't swallow them, they would put her on something else that could be liquid.
Yeah.
I'm on venlafaxine for my mental health, right? I fucking love the stuff. Makes me so happy. Anyway.
Is it good?
Oh my God, it's the best. Anyway, so you get, excuse me, got a mouthful of pizza, hang on a second. So you get quick release, you get instant release, and you get prolonged release, venlafaxine.
Yeah.
So I was told, I can't find anything on the internet, but I was told that prolonged release venlafaxine, you cannot crush. And I was told that the instant release one, you can crush. Now, I can't find anything on the internet. It just says venlafaxine should not be crushed, split, or divided. Should be taken whole with fluids. And if you cannot swallow it, put it in some applesauce.
Oh, really? She doesn't do that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. She also says her epilepsy is resistant.
Exactly. So why is she on the venlafaxine if it's resistant? And also, if you are not depressed and you are taking antidepressants, it's really dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if she obviously is depressed, because if she's taking venlafaxine and it's not making her suicidal, then she obviously is depressed because they're obviously working for her.
But has she got it on her prescription, or is it a...
No, she buys it off other people.
See, I bet she doesn't even know this. The thing is, though, she's watching to see what everyone else does and has. So, like, one of her seizures, I noticed, got worse, how she was. Mm-hmm. And she talks to people and she looks things up and that, and sees how people act when they do it. And
yeah.
But what's the little noises that she does? That's what bugs me.
I don't know. And do you know what else really, really confuses me? Is that there are certain positions and certain things that you have to do for people that are having a seizure so that they don't bite their tongue and so that they don't swallow their tongue, right? She is in all sorts of positions. Her head's going round like a fucking, merry-go-round.
Yeah.
She's always reading the comments mid-seizure and then seizing again. And it's like, bitch, you are shit at acting. I've seen better acting in the first Harry Potter movie. Like,
well, if she was seizing properly, she would also have pads on her bed.
Yeah, she would have pads on her bed. There would be I mean, if she's seizing like that and she's having a fakey shaky every day, and it's usually in the morning, same time, right?
Yeah.
Like clockwork.
It used to be on an evening, but now because it's early hours, morning, it's because she's got a new audience. Because one day she opened up her thing, like for new followers in the middle of the night, and she got 4,000 new followers, but they were all from America, New Zealand, Australia. So that is why the fakey shakers have changed to a morning and not an evening.
I was on TikTok last night, early hours, about 3-4 o'clock, and she was on there, and she'd had a fakey shaky.
Her seizures are more regular than my fucking periods, and it's just ridiculous. It's so bad, and she's mugging us all off because she thinks that we're all so fucking stupid that we're not going to pick up on it. And the thing is that there are people out there that have got these tubes, right, and they're genuinely ill, and we can see that they're genuinely ill. We can tell, right? And with her, you can tell that it's all absolute horseshit.
Yeah, and as somebody who has a neurological condition, the way that she displays and explains her symptoms don't add up.
No, the lies don't add up. Like, she might as fucking...
As someone said, you contradict yourself every single day.
French Connection, she does have a GoFundMe. It's for £150 for a new wheelchair, which you can't buy a new wheelchair for that.
Also, if she was that bad, she'd have it from the NHS.
Exactly. Tammy, her wheelchair, if you look at it, she bought it off a lady off TikTok, and the lady gave her another one free because I've seen this lady and spoken to her on a live.
Oh my God.
And the one she uses, you'll notice, is really low at the back.
Yeah.
It's because it's a child's wheelchair. It was her child's.
So you couldn't have that if you're paralysed from waist down. You couldn't have a wheelchair like that. You can't have a scooter or anything because it's hard.
She also bought her bed off of someone on TikTok. It's about 10 years old. She does not have an air pressure mattress.
No,
does she not?
You would hear it.
You would hear it.
She's got the pump at the bottom though, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's got the pump and everything, and she might have one, but it's not on because that shit is noisy. I used to work in care homes.
Yeah, well, I've got one at home, and it's always pumping up and down.
Yeah, exactly. And when you move on it, it'll pump again, and then it will go back to normal. And yeah, it's ridiculous. I want to punch her in the face. I'm sorry, but I do.
She's now said she's looking at getting funding for the epilepsy mat.
She's also said she's in the process of getting funding for an overnight carer. That will never happen.
No.
Have you noticed that episodes are happening more and more and more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems funny with this supposed court case coming up.
And what's that about?
We don't know. She's got a court
She
case
just wants the
on
money,
November
doesn't
the
she?
18th. She went in August, and the trial starts on November the 18th. But I've looked at the courts around her, although it could be where the other person.
But if she's that bad, they wouldn't make her go to court. They'd do a video link.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone has
on the court
said
2 weeks before.
Yes, it's 14 days up to, or it can be not until the day before.
Can I just interrupt you a second?
Yes.
I suffer with epilepsy, grand mal seizures. I also live alone. Now I have had a social care team and stuff involved, and them offered me a profiling bed. Didn't have to buy it. They sent me different teams that can do things better. So I've got like grab rails everywhere. If you notice with her, she hasn't even got like the proper sides up on the bed, like on a profile bed.
I expect they offered you an alarm as well.
Yeah, so I've got an epileptic mattress. I also have a care alarm, and I'm also getting carers in.
Yeah.
Oh,
You would do. That's what makes me angry with her, because she doesn't have. If she was that ill, she'd have it all.
Yeah, exactly.
As for her carers, she said in one video her carers are domiciliary. That means they come in. That means they come in, they clean, they do her washing, all things like that. That is paid for by her dad. An ex-mod told me the people that come in and sit with her are from a mental health charity.
So it's CPNs and stuff.
So she doesn't have carers that do anything other than...
She's not that bad then, is she? Because she would have had all that.
Exactly.
I was going to say I have a CPM, but she's an OT as well, so she arranges stuff. I have my appointments, but she likes to take me out for a coffee and stuff, even though I have seizures and stuff.
Yeah, my carer does
that, but then she's paid to do that.
Try and help you lead normal life with your conditions. Do you know what I mean?
Well, if your carers coming in, they would be doing a medication. It'd be all logged on a chart. It would all be legit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you noticed as well? She's taken oxycodone with morphine,
Which is diazepam.
And 40 milligrams of diazepam.
And you can't do that either.
No doctor would prescribe that ever.
You can't have oxycodone and morphine. You can't do that.
And she's taking diazepam because one, she says she has a liver condition, and two, because she says she's got POTS, and diazepam lowers your blood pressure.
She's on 40 milligrams of diazepam.
She buys it off people on TikTok and other places.
Yeah.
She buys it all.
She's going to unalive herself eventually.
Yeah.
She's taking venlafaxine and lansoprazole, which are slow-release capsules, and she's grinding them. You're not supposed to grind that medication.
No, you're not.
It's the same with the diazepam. You can put that on your tongue and it'll melt it. You don't need to crush it and stuff like that. Your diazepam can melt on your tongue.
What I'm wondering, are these tablets on a medication actually the real medications, or are they just...
Oh no, they're just...
Diazepam, you can on them. Also, oxycodone is the strongest painkiller you can get. It's for the what's the other one? What Michael Jackson passed off. That's Dazzlan.
Yeah, but are these what I'm saying is, like, we don't know if when she's getting them out the box, are they just the boxes of these medications?
Like, well, if you look at her eyes and she's taking the opiate-based pain med, she is taking that because of her eyes.
Yeah, eyes are droopy and she's got the croaky voice, and
none of the boxes have got chemist stickers on them.
No, it's a bit weird.
So she's buying them off the black market.
Yeah,
but no doctor would prescribe her oxycodone, diazepam, and all that.
No,
because it's in the contract, and you can't take morphine and codeine anyway together. Oxycodone.
No doctor would say you have to take these medications through the night either.
No, I'm on oxycodone.
Oxycodone. Are you on the liquid or are you on the tablet?
No, I'm on tablets.
Oh, the liquid is so intense, and that's what she's saying that she's on.
No.
As well as the Oromorph liquid.
You just wouldn't be.
If she carries on like this, her organs will start shutting down.
I've got buprenorphine and should have been better with that because it melts under your tongue.
Yeah. See, that's what I've been offered. So that's exactly what... Now, does that work? I'm sorry whoever's just said that, and I know this is about her, but do them actually work for pain?
Yeah, they work. They work for me. They sublingual. They go under the tongue and they just melt.
Right. Okay. Right. And that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry. But yeah, if you notice as well,
carry on. Sorry.
It's all right. I'll let you talk, Nessa. So if you notice as well, she's always in the same pajamas. But did you see the video the other day where she lifted her arms and she literally moved her whole entire leg underneath her? If I can find the video, I'll tag you in it.
Yorkie did a video of her last night, and she literally goes up on her knees to get something.
You can't
do
that.
She was hanging out the bed the other day, man.
Yeah, she was like bending over as if she was going to get out of the bed, and then she realised and sat back down.
When she was
going to do a plank.
When she was cleaning out her cupboard, and she's in the wheelchair and she's leaning right down to pick things up off the floor.
And she's got a cup between her
legs as well, hasn't she?
And she got the cup between her knees.
Did you see? Right, listen, if you're paralysed, right, and you're leaning that far forward, trust me, you would fall head first.
And where she goes across on a banana board, when you try and move, you wouldn't be able to move.
No, she's using her legs to move.
Yeah, no, but you can't. You can't because, like, I was, I'm in hospital and I have to have my legs moved for everything because I can't move them.
You can see that she's using very little muscle in her arms to do so. She's using the lower half.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, if she was as unwell and had all the problems that she says she had, she would not be allowed to live alone.
Exactly.
No way.
At the end of the day, she would be in an assisted living place.
Especially because she needs full-time care. I mean, who sits and says to their mods, you need to ring me dad, Are you taking the piss if you can talk on phone?
She was going mad this morning. She was having another episode this morning. And someone said, "Oh, we'll ring your dad." She was like, "No, it's too early, And she soon snapped out of her episode.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
And also, she said, "Oh God, I forgot what I was going to say now." Carry on.
Well, she said she couldn't see the keypad.
Yeah, she said she can't phone out.
She noticed her mum doesn't participate in any of it.
No, I spoke to her ex-mod the other night, and she said the mum is sick to death of it and doesn't believe it, but the dad does, and he enables her.
No, but she's living in her nan's bungalow.
It is her nan's bungalow. Yeah, she said something about the cat next door.
By her late granddad's bench.
Yeah, coming up to her, but goes on her late granddad's bench outside the bungalow. And from what I can find out, her nan couldn't live on her own. So her nan moved in with the parents, and Kirsty moved into the bungalow, which is why she hasn't got double glazing. And things like that, because 99.9% of council properties, other than when they're listed historically, have got would have had double glazing put in for her, being as she's so unwell.
Just going on mute a minute, ladies and gents.
And this is why there's mobility aids and different seats in the bathroom, because it was all her nan's.
Yeah, because the toilet thing is really, really old.
Well, I'm busy fighting for a wet room because I can't get a wet room. Like adult social care and everything are fighting. I was found floating in my bath. And this one annoys me the most.
Have you applied for a disabled facilities grant?
No, not what is that?
If you Google it, you can apply for a disabled facilities grant. Through your local council.
I was going to say the council are the ones that sort the wet room, so I'm on like an urgent list. I'm on an urgent
If you
list
apply
for one.
through this fund, you'll probably get it quicker.
Right, can one of you just drop it in the chat so I can screenshot what it is?
I'll do it now.
Just I'll not remember with my ADHD and that it doesn't kind of function in my head. But yeah, these are the type of people that annoy me the most. I lie in my bed, I've got no friends, I've got no family to check up on me. Thanks, Kirsty.
You're welcome.
I've got nothing and nobody other than professionals, adult social care, stuff like that. That's all I've got. And you've got her that just annoys the life out of us.
Well, you've
I
got
feel like
us.
I've never
You've
seen-
got us now. So
Thanks,
follow
appreciate
us.
I've sent you a follow request.
I'll send you a follow request.
I appreciate
We're not
it.
normally one or a few of us are online if you need to talk.
Maggie, have you still got your Discord
I'm
as well?
really grateful.
This lady. I don't know if she's there.
I am. I'm forever grateful for
Ah,
this, you know.
You don't need to be grateful. That's what friends are for.
I know, like
Before I met people on here, I've got two friends that I've been friends with for 50 years, and they're wonderful. But they've got families, and you know they're busy, and that. But I didn't have anyone. I live alone. Yes, I'm lucky. I've got family, but you know you don't want to burden your family all the time. You know you want friends, and I've met so many lovely people on here.
I think that's the thing, though, there's loads of nice, but there's also loads of negative as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, TikTok's quite...
Maggie, you got someone doxing in the comments called French Connection.
Connection can suck my dick. They're such a dickhead, honestly. They were saying that she was saying that she said she had cancer and everything. Honestly, I don't know who they are, but they need to be got rid of.
Wow.
Maggie, have you still got your Discord?
Do you know another thing that Kirsten said? Is that she can't have a shower because she's paralysed from waist down, which is absolute rubbish.
Yeah, I was going to see on the shower seat in there and a walk-in shower.
Due to her seizures as well. So she never showers and she has her hair washed once a fortnight.
Oh no, really?
So she's got a wet room because she's got epilepsy, right? Now, so that means you can't bathe or wash or nothing because you've got epilepsy. That's just absolutely violent, disgusting.
Really. No, she has a bucket under her bed, doesn't she, and puts her wee in it during the day.
Yeah, it's like, you can go in the bathroom, so why can't you empty it in the toilet?
Exactly. And also, if she was paralysed from waist down, she would have to have a shower chair that's reclined.
Well, get on your banana boat, Kirsten, and go and empty your piss out of your bucket. Do you know what I mean?
But she needs to walk to the bathroom. She's not paralysed.
Exactly.
And that's why her kitchen, that's why when she moved in, because it was her nan's kitchen, that is why it is not adapted for a wheelchair user. She also said she didn't have a cooker or anything. But there's a lovely cooker and toaster in that kitchen.
Cooker, toaster, dishwasher,
and an air fryer.
And an air fryer. Yeah.
But you can't eat while you need all that.
What I don't understand.
I remember, sorry, go on.
What's the matter with her parents? I mean, they're there, we know they're there, but surely they would have a responsibility to try and stop this from happening.
I think the dad stays with her because obviously the sister had passed away and he's used to caring for somebody, isn't he?
She has threatened to unalive herself before now.
Oh God!
But she's going to do it with their help anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
She doesn't. She buys them.
Do what, sorry?
And how does she get prescribed all these painkillers? No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't. 100% doesn't get prescribed all this because, like, 40 milligrams a day as a pound for starters, they would never. Listen, I have rescue meds and they don't even put you up to that.
So. But you're right though. When she goes all tired and really drowsy, that is from her taking the medication, which is going to do that to her.
Yeah, but especially when she's taking it every hour most days.
Exactly. How you notice the croaky voice and the droopy eyes. That's when you know she's had the morphine and the oxycodone.
Is her croaky voice.
Yeah.
When she comes out of this, she's going to have to beat addiction as well because she's made herself addicted.
Oh, she's fully addicted. You can see did you see her the other morning when she had no medication?
Yeah, she was. It was on pretty bad.
She was on a proper withdrawal.
Yeah, she will be.
She was shaking. She couldn't sort her medication out. She had the shakes that bad. She was sweating and everything.
Sally, I missed it last night when she became a gingerbread.
What did she do? Have a gingerbread up on? I think
you turned it on. She said, "Hi guys, I thought I'd be one of you."
Say again.
She turned the gingerbread filter on last night to say hi to us all.
Doesn't make me like that.
My God. I let down it. I don't know what time. Yorkie had to cut her live, And the next thing I knew, it was 2 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I had to come off last night 'cause my son rang.
Sorry,
And
just
Chaos, Chaos
Were
slept
you
down for an hour
night?
nap. Sorry, Nicola, I didn't realise you were talking. Sorry.
Someone put in the
Were
comments
you
about I'm on
the other night
morphine.
when I was on and I was stuck on the floor?
Frankie.
No, it wasn't, lovely.
Frank in the,
Right, it was
in
it
the chat is
about
saying
2 o'clock in the morning. But
that's
we've
the
never
time she
laughed
was
as
on this
much.
morning.
Oh, bless you.
Jessica, just because morphine doesn't affect you in that way, she's also on oxycodone liquid, which is 10 times probably stronger than morphine.
And
And mixing them together is very dangerous, but not also that, but it puts you literally off your nut, and it's not a good thing. So that's why it affects,
But I think
affects you different.
Yeah, have you noticed she
do think
started
it affects
swearing a
people
lot? She never used to swear.
Yeah.
It's
Because
because the walls are closing in on her very slowly.
It is. I can see when she's going to disappear off the app, when she's all caught out and stuff. There's going to be a time where she just disappears.
Yeah.
And she's going to come back with like a miracle story. I genuinely believe that.
She said with the investigation, the truth is going to come out about her illness, but not on
Oh, what
TikTok.
investigation? I must have missed that.
Well, this is what she's in court for. We don't know the details. All we know there's a trial and she's in court on the 18th.
Do you reckon that's because she's been paid all that money and she's not entitled to it?
I don't think she's claiming anything
I've
because she
been
can't prove
following-
anything.
She's claiming Pip and that.
Yeah, she'll get PIP.
I've been following this
To
story
be on highway
for a
pay.
while and I've done my
No, I don't think she is
off the
because she
app as
can't
well.
prove anything.
Right, whoa, one at a time. Come here, Nicola, speak.
I've been following this for a long time and I've got a lot of information off the app as well. As far as medication goes, with diazepam, morphine, Oromorph, oxycodone, when taken all together, it affects people in different ways. Now, it does not affect me in the slightest. And I would never have wanted to say that I'm actually in a worse position than most at the minute. And she triggers me so much that I am determined to get some kind of, I feel like, justice for other people. And that is why
you just want to shake her, don't you, and say, wake up, you've got your whole life.
Yeah, I've got 3 to 6 months.
Oh, so sorry.
At the end of the day, I want to shake her and said to her, you've got no fucking idea, sorry, swearing, you've got no idea, but she could put an end to this. Yes, she'd be hated by a lot of people still, but then she'd still have the chance to have a family, have a life, have everything else. But instead, she sat there, or should I say, pretending to sit there with no lap belt, no harness, can stand up, and yet forgets that she's doing it. There's mods sitting on the live 24/7, so that if she has a shaky that she can have them ring Dad. Then Dad comes in and switches the phone off. Dad has lost one child already, and he's probably scared that he's going to lose another one. So goes along with it.
That's
As
why I
far
think it
as
goes
a heart
along with it.
condition, a diabetes, and everything else, and she can't eat, but yet she eats, even though they do go mouldy in her stomach, she says. She drinks Monster, and not just one, multiple a day. It's there giving people advice. Anybody who has any kind of illness, she blocks. I've also seen a post where she's been to somebody else who's chronically ill and said that it's sad that she's in that position, but sadly others like herself are much worse.
Just frustrates me that someone like
she
Nicholas signal's going.
She just.
Hey.
Hi, Danielle.
Hello. So I thought I'd jump up and just
Today
to say
she's-
I am Kay's ex-mod.
Oh.
Has my internet gone down?
They show one little red bar.
One bar, no person with it.
So you're next mod then, Danielle?
Yeah, so I was mod for 6 months, and from what I've learnt from it, I would advise anyone and everyone to stay away from it.
As in what, giving her stuff and that?
Yeah, I wouldn't give her anything. Don't give her money.
Did she try it with you?
Pardon?
Did she try it with you?
She's tried it with a few mods, but I can hold my hands up and say that I didn't give her a penny. I wasn't in no fit state to help myself, let alone help someone else, because where I was up all night, every night, or most nights with her, I actually lost my job.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I didn't give her a single penny.
I'm sorry that you lost your job because of her.
How awful.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
Was you on there all night with her then?
Most nights, yeah, me and another mod would be up till 5:30, 6 the next morning, and obviously I wouldn't wake up for work because I'd been up all night.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I lost my job.
Oh my goodness, so sorry about that.
Right, no one should put anyone through that.
No.
Your livelihood.
Yeah.
Are you in the job now or?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
And that's what she's done?
Yeah.
Did she, what was your reaction on everything?
When I was first a mod, I didn't really have any medical background, so I didn't really know what to believe and what not to believe. I don't personally suffer with any health conditions. The only thing I've got is obviously anxiety, but anything else I couldn't really relate to.
She must have made you really anxious.
Yeah, I was on edge all the time.
That's terrible.
But I think a few months into it, I was thinking, things are not adding up. But I thought, right, we'll stay, because obviously everyone deserves to have people around them to try and help them. So I tried and it backfired. 6 months down the line, I was like, nope, can't do this no more. Obviously lost my job. My sleep was out of routine.
And then
I went over to Kirsty's and Secret Havens live, and I was seen on that by Kirsten herself and her other mods, and I had a load of verbal abuse.
Thank you for the gifts. Danielle, did she get nasty with you?
She didn't personally, but her mods did.
Yeah, she sent people after you, basically.
Yeah, I think because she knows I'm not as vulnerable and as ill as some of the other mods, she knew the shit she had given me, I was going to give it back 10 times worse.
I'm getting down out the boxes, ladies.
With Becky is weird.
Okay, Tammy.
Who?
See you later. I'll be in the chat, but just not in the live.
Okay.
Bye, bye.
Bye.
Can I just ask Danielle, what was your views as you got
How did I get out?
What were your views on the conditions?
I didn't know what to believe, but now I know it's a crock of
Did you want
shit.
me to disconnect you, Tammy?
Yes, please.
Now I know it's a crock of shit.
Disconnect you, Tammy.
Screen recording.
Now I know it's a crock of shit. Disconnect you, Tammy.
Screen recording.
It's probably Sleepy Panda.
Whoever's got that echo needs to mute. It was Sally.
Did you ever speak to the mod Becky Boo, Danielle?
Yeah, when I was modding, I spoke to her, but as soon as I started getting the abuse, she blocked me on everything straight away.
Because her relationship with Kirsten's a bit weird.
Yeah, it is. I think she's too, because she's very vulnerable, she's brainwashed as such.
God.
I think whatever kind of Kirsten tells her,
I'll
she
jump
believes.
down and jump back and see if it's
I
me.
think whatever kind of Kirsten tells her,
I'll
she
jump
believes.
down and jump back and see if it's me.
Whatever kind of Kirsten tells her, she believes.
Yes, I've noticed that Kirsten tends to love bomb Becky.
Yeah, she is very, very vulnerable.
Hey.
But I think there are professionals on the outside trying to get her away from her.
I hope so. Like, if you become, with someone like that, you become trauma bonded and you become trapped.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sort of relationship there is there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very, very sad.
It sounds to me like she knows exactly who to manipulate.
She's a narcissist.
Yeah.
She's a full-on narcissist. Which is why she's digging her heels in that much.
She's a narcissistic malingerer.
Yeah.
Malingering means that you have fictitious disorder, but you also do it for monetary gifts, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she'll find out your weaknesses and play you on them.
Oh,
yeah. That's what narcissists do.
Yeah, she does.
They find out everything about you.
I was reading during the week. I haven't been on much because I've been busy, but something I did read during the week, there was a warning up on someone's TikTok, and it said, be careful.
Sorry a minute. What you want about Sleepy Panda? Because someone doesn't have the TV versions of of seizures, she's fake and disgusting of the lot of you.
Well, then go.
Scroll on.
Don't stay here.
Hang on. Who is it?
Sleepy Panda. They've been in the comments for a little while now, saying things.
Who was it? Did you get rid of him? I want to talk to him.
No, I haven't got rid of them.
Oh, you got rid of
Sleepy
them.
Panda 92.
Who is it?
Sleepy Panda 92.
Do they want to come in the box?
I don't know, let me have a look. No.
Are they able to come in the box?
Sorry, I know during the week someone had up on their TikTok about warning. Apparently she was going on different sites, reading up different...
you got something to say, Panda? Jump in the box.
And of different things, and she was using it, and she was saying, oh, this is what's affecting me. So they were literally warning people, be careful what you're putting up.
Yeah, because any story you say of your own condition, she takes and uses for herself.
Yeah, and she was.
Someone told her that she was born. There was a girl who was born 28 weeks prem. Next minute, Kirsten was born 28 weeks prem.
But in the interview with her parents, the ITV thing, it doesn't state anywhere in there about her being a premature baby.
All it states is that she has an ED and needs mental health.
Apparently, Panda is Kirsten's friend.
Of course she is. Well, I'd like to hear her speak.
She'll not go in the box, apparently.
Like when you come in the box, huh?
Nobody ever goes in the box when they've got something to say.
Got something to say, come and tell us, actually, so we can hear your voice. Instead of being a keyboard warrior, as people call you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What did Hinchy say? Put stuff in bags, and then
sort of went into bags, clean up, and then go through one bag at a time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna start putting shit in bags now and leave it. Like that's what my brain is telling me to do. So that's.
There we go. Sleepy Panda claims that we're bullying.
How are we bullying?
Not a friend. I don't know.
I'm not your friend. I just don't like bullying. No, mate. It's just called awareness. There's people in these comments that were actually epileptic. You ever thought about that?
What she's doing, she is harming herself, and we don't want that.
We're trying to save her life.
The medications she's mixing are extremely dangerous, and no doctor would prescribe all the things that she has together.
Exactly.
And she's taking these medications every hour.
Help in hand, has she ever shown any medical record? She did a list of her medication, with some of it the other night, but it had been copied and pasted and edited.
She does a lot of photoshopping. Look at what she did when she claimed she was in hospital.
What, Mr. So-and-so psychiatric room, where she's in the corner, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Poor Mr. Collins in his room.
She used to say that she'd been paralysed for 5 years. I remember seeing her say that on a live, but she lived with me like at the end of 2021 to the beginning of 2022, and she could walk perfectly fine. When she came to me, like she used to, when she was living with her parents before she came to me, and we met the chronic illness community on Facebook, and she was coming. We had arranged to meet up with another person that was also from the chronic illness community near where I live, and they came to stay for the weekend, and then it escalated into her living with me for a couple of months. And she was walking perfectly fine when she came to me, but she ordered this electric wheelchair and started saying that she couldn't walk. Like, I always was sus about that, but I believed everything else to begin with. Like, I'd never seen a proper seizure before, so I didn't realise that her seizures were fake. The first time I became suspicious about the seizures was when she had a fakey shaky that was so clearly fake that anyone, that even if you've never seen any kind of seizure, not even on the TV before, would know that it's not real. She was just like throwing her arms and limbs all over the place in the air and everything. And she told me to give her, when she had seizures, she told me to give her diazepam down the tube. It was like, I think it was 10 milligrams of diazepam down the so-called NJ tube. And she would come out of them pretty quickly after giving that, but I didn't know better to know that that oral diazepam, even down an NJ tube where it'll absorb quicker, wouldn't work that quickly. And even with the one that I was pretty sure was fake, I was too scared not to do anything about it. I barely slept in the time that she was with me. Like, it was a nightmare. The first couple of weeks, it was like a honeymoon period, and it was fine. And then after that, she got nasty, and there was seizures and other stuff. She would hurt herself, and just, it was absolutely awful. And I was on edge constantly. She was just awful to me. And all I ever did was try to be a good friend to her, but she tried to unalive herself multiple times in front of me. And the last time she did it, before I kicked her out, I was hysterical. I'm really calm in a crisis, but this time I wasn't. It was just one time too many. I mean, even one time is too many, but it sent me over the edge. She took my own medications out of spite because I wouldn't give her the key to the medication cupboard because she was on a move. The key that the lock she had asked to have put on that cupboard because of intrusive thoughts about doing that. And every time she was on a move, that's what she would try to do. So I wouldn't give her the key to get into it. And she picked the lock on the cupboard and used my medications to do it, leaving me with no pain relief or anything for a couple of days. I was hysterical, and it didn't matter that I was crying and begging her to stop. She just wouldn't. She didn't care. And she was taken into hospital, and normally I'd have gone in with her, but this time I didn't. I ended up going to a friend's until the early hours of the morning because I just couldn't be on my own. I went in to visit her the next day, and she acted all nicely, and she was like, "Oh no, I understand." But then I told the hospital she couldn't come back to me, and they didn't tell her. I had to tell her myself. They were going to be discharged with me, but as soon as I told them she couldn't come back to me, they sectioned her. So I never understood why they were willing to send her back to me, but as soon as I said she couldn't come back, they sectioned her. She was just awful. It was not a good experience.
It sounds horrific. Maggie?
Hello.
I've messaged you, but I'm going to drop down now.
Okay,
If you kick me out. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing up my situation.
Oh, don't apologise.
There was no need for me to bring that up.
Don't be silly. You're absolutely fine.
I don't want a pity party or anything like that. It wasn't for that. It was just to show that she does have a life ahead of her.
Yeah, 100%. No, you
I do apologise, Nicola. Don't.
And as Maggie said, this is a safe space.
Yeah.
But
And
I
we
am
love you, so you
100%
don't ever have to
determined.
apologise.
And this is why I'm doing it away from TikTok. But I
Good for
have,
you.
We understand.
with everything I've got,
Nicola, you're very strong to sit on here and say your story.
Exactly.
because of my story, I will make it my mission. And like I say, there's quite a bit of stuff that I've got away from TikTok, information that I'm putting together. Because this girl needs stopping, and I'll die trying. And I will get justice for the people that have lost the money.
Grim Reaper. Why are they fake seizures? Seizures come in all forms. I have a family with epilepsy. I have a best friend with epilepsy, and her seizures are absolutely fake.
I've worked in various, but I was a senior manager at Hollybank, which is for severely disabled children, and 90% of them had seizures, and they are horrific. I have never seen someone be so floppy during a seizure. You know, you go hard, you go rigid, and you
I read comments during a seizure.
How she's not followed? Pardon?
I read comments during a seizure.
And she just, I mean, I'd eat my words. If it turned out that all this was true, then there's thousands of people out there that are going to have to say, well, we've been, you know, but I don't think that that'll happen. But for me, I want to get justice, because I've got the time where when my kids are at school, I've got time to think about my situation, whereas I use that time to try and get things put together. And I will ring anywhere that I need to make sure that she has got some help in some way.
Hopefully after court next month, there'll be things put in place.
Well, we can only hope. I mean, I've spent the night going down the rabbit
wants to come up
and digging to the point of the stuff that I've got is laughable. It really. I've even narrowed it down to. I actually got a picture where they live. Not that that matters, but you know, it needs to be stopped because there's too many vulnerable people.
Nicola, can I ask, their house, has it got steps up to it?
Let me look at the picture. Hang on a minute.
It's got one.
Because she says that she can't go in there because of the steps up to their house.
No, there's one step into the house.
Put a ramp on though.
Well, you could carry her in.
All that, yeah. I'm not going to mention what the court case is about, but I can 100% tell you there is a court case next month. I've seen information. I'm obviously not going to say what it's for, but there is a court case.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Stella. Can I just say that I'm battling stage 4 cancer.
I'm Stella.
And I've had one seizure, and that was in 2023 when I got sepsis. And to have one seizure in my life and go through what I went through with the stiffness of my body coming out from that, what she does, I don't get it, because my seizure, I mean, my mum recorded my seizure and I was as stiff as a board, and I actually like split my tongue a little bit.
Love you, Mummy.
So when she's having seizures, I'm just confused about this girl. I've just asked, has she proven medical records? Like when I go for an appointment, every time I go for an appointment, 2 weeks later, I get a letter to say what's happened in that appointment, what medication I'm on. Has she proven that?
No, she said her mum's got all the records. She doesn't have them.
And then the tubes, I had 2 tubes, just the same as hers, just a little bit different. Mine were thinner because I had 2 tubes after I had an operation. And the tube that she took some medication the other day, some orange stuff, and it came out the other side.
Yeah.
How's that happening?
Because both tubes are in her stomach because she puts them in herself.
Do we actually believe that they are?
They are.
That's what I'm saying. Like my tubes didn't. My tubes that were down my throat, the one that was in the left hand side didn't regurgitate the stuff that went in the right hand. So that didn't make no sense.
You just seem to push them in too often.
She said once an NG, which is supposed to be in the small intestines, but it isn't. It's in her stomach, which she changes herself. She changed it 4 times in the space of a few hours in the middle of the night the other night. Now, an NG has to be placed by a hospital because it has to go through an X-ray imaging. But it doesn't because both are in the stomach.
Well, I had an emergency ND tube in when they found that I did have sepsis because I was being sick that much. I didn't have to have an X-ray for that one. They just shoved it down my throat because it was like last minute, let's not clog up her lungs. But to have the ones that hers are really thick, aren't they?
Yeah, well, she buys hers off a lot of like foreign sites or gets them given off people who don't need them anymore. She was using a tube the other day which was discontinued in 2015 for safety issues.
Oh my God.
Which goes to show that
serious issues.
And I've just said on the comments, I've asked my nurse, my district nurse, my nurse on the chemo suite, can I take my medication at home? They've all told me no.
Hello, sorry, I just need to quickly jump up. I'm about to go back to work. But you've probably seen me in other lives. So I'm just going to reiterate my story. If you've already heard it, I'm sorry in advance. But basically, so day before yesterday, Saturday. No, Friday. I will get my days right. Friday, I was having a vape break at work and I jumped into E's Live and we was talking about inhalers. Someone in there had... they needed some advice, and I said, well, I can try and give you advice based on my knowledge. However, I will say always use a spacer with like steroid inhalers and certain preventers because it will give you oral thrush. Now, guess who gets oral thrush from their inhalers suddenly?
Yep.
Not only that, she is going. So if you see me around, you probably see me on YP, and she basically came into YP's live, spouted off a load of abuse, saying that she'll end YP, and then proceeded to go into her own live, face like thunder, told me and said that I neglected my child. Apparently you can hear my child screaming in the background. And then after that, what else did she do?
Well, before she came in the live food, if you remember, she was having a seizure on hers.
Oh, yeah.
And then suddenly snaps out the seizure to come into Yorkies to have a go.
Yeah. Oh, and that was another thing. So I was on a night shift for my baby, not for TikTok. And my baby was poorly, so I was up with him all night. And when I finally got him settled down, I went into my other account, and I'm not going to disclose that other account. It's a burner account. You don't know it. And I watched Kay's live, and I thought, oh, God, this will be interesting. She has a fakey shaky, doesn't she? Do you know what she did during that fakey shaky? One of the mods came in. It wasn't even a mod, sorry. Someone came into her box, didn't have mod powers, nothing, turned around and said, right, Rachel, that's not really necessary, is it? Kirsten looked up at her phone mid-seizure and she frowned at her phone and then shook her head at whatever the bloody hell Rachel said. So, Rachel, you're a real one. Secondly, she was in and out of seizures and suddenly she could move her pillows up and get herself all comfy and cozy.
That was the best seizures I've ever seen her do. Especially her facial expressions.
I'd not seen you sneak in.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I always sneak about.
Nicola. I didn't see you sneak in.
Taking the comments for a while.
But she does it a lot now, doesn't she? When she's having these seizures, she's always reading the comments.
Oh, yeah.
And when one hacks her off, she shows it in her face.
It's just got down, ladies, because my son's just come in.
Do you want me to drop you, Nicola?
So if you could give me a kick.
Okay.
Bye, Nicola.
Bye, Nicola.
Maggie.
Maggie.
Tell her I said I love her lots.
We will do.
And I've messaged her anyway, so.
Alright, Nicola, I'll drop you now, alright?
Alright, thank you.
Alright, bye.
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 But I'm going to pop up as well because I need to go back to work. But thank you for letting me say my piece. I will probably see you all on another live later. I seem to be out and about at the moment.
Okay, see you later.
See you later.
Someone just asked, why does she have carers? She doesn't have carers. She slipped up on a live and said they were companionships.
And also domiciliary, which means they do housework.
Yeah.
Carers are domiciliary carers, and they help me with personal care and medication as well as things around the house.
Yeah, but hers just do housework.
I know. Well, I mean, she wouldn't be safe to do her medication, though, would she? If she was having those seizures and she was out of it constantly, it's not safe. Like,
It's like you say.
Badly wrong.
At the end of the day, if she had everything that she says, all 116, 17...
It's 19 now, 119 now, Sally.
119, she would have to be in assisted living.
Yeah, I was about to say that, assisted living.
She would not be living on her own.
And I noticed the other day, like, she says she can't move her legs, right?
Oh, she moves them all the time.
Yeah.
She does, don't she?
She went up on her knees last night to get something.
Seen her stand a billion times and walk.
Yeah, me.
I have over 120 different illnesses.
There's a word for people like this, though, isn't there?
Yeah, it's called dickhead.
I thought, there's that one, but I thought it was, is it Munchausen's or something? I don't know.
Fictitious disorder.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
it? Okay.
fictitious disorder or narcissistic malingerer because she does it for money and gifts.
I just don't understand why someone would want to inflict all that on their body. Like, why would you go through that when you don't need to? It's disgusting.
I think this stemmed from her sister dying, because when her sister was dying, her ED started. And then the sister
What's ED,
died.
sorry?
Eating disorder. Habits.
Oh, right, eating disorder. Okay.
Yeah. And she saw her sister get all this attention, so when her sister died, she wanted that attention.
Right.
I thought the news article said that she didn't get the ED until she was 17.
No, she had it from the age of 11 to 19.
Oh, okay.
So basically, she needs a therapist.
Yeah, she's been sectioned before and she's bounced her head off things, which is why
I
she's
know
got
she was in the
scar on her head.
hospital for years. I know that scar on her head she'd done not long before she moved in with me. Long before she moved in with me, she'd been sectioned for quite a long time.
She lived with you? That's what, you actually got to live with the girl?
Unfortunately for me, yes. We were friends. I believed everything that she said for a long time. It took me a good couple of months to see that she wasn't telling the truth. All the things that I just said about what she'd done while she was with me, was horrifically traumatic. and it was a very difficult time. Like, if I could go back, I would never have had her come stay with me at all. She was by far the worst person I've ever had stay at my house. She's just awful, and it was absolutely horrendous in every way having her there. She lived with me for about 3 or 4 months, from the end of 2021 to the beginning of 2022.
And no hospital would reserve a bed in ICU for anyone.
No. Same as an air ambulance doesn't come out. It's not a first port of call. An ambulance will come first. And air ambulances don't fly on a night. And she said 2 came out at night.
No.
Well, actually,
and then why,
the third one came out at night as well.
When she's having these seizures, why does she... Why is it the mods are always saying, I ring your parents? What's that all about?
Surely, if someone's having a seizure and it lasts that long, you call an ambulance before you do anything. Or you call an ambulance and then Dad.
She was having a seizure the other day, and she said, I can't see the buttons to come off live, but she's reading comments.
Mm-hmm. Well, to say you can't see the buttons to come off live, you could have pressed the button by then.
Yeah, but she's answering questions that are being said to her. She's reading the questions, but she can't see the buttons to turn the phone off.
When an ambulance does get called, it does get turned away.
Like she said, she got to the hospital in the ambulance because she'd stopped breathing, and then she came to in the ambulance, and the ambulance brought her home. That would not happen.
No, it wouldn't.
Especially when she said the day before she'd been unconscious for 11 hours, but she'd been on live.
Yeah, but she has CPR in the morning and comes home and on live an hour later.
Well, there was a doctor or a nurse that came in one of the other lives and said that protocol in this country, if you have cardiac arrest and CPR, is 72 hours in hospital before they'll even think about sending you home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The other day she'd had a seizure, and she'd said, "Oh yeah, I slept from this time to that time," but I'd been watching it on live during the times that she said she slept.
But she had the helicopter again the other night, didn't she?
Yeah.
She's got this big circle in her back garden with a K on it, which they land and then they take her straight to resus to her bed.
Well, someone's just said in the comments, she told me to send morphine, so I did. I believed her.
Cardiac arrest, attempts of CPR in the community, only 10% of the time are they effective and does it work. The rest, the other 90% of the time, the people who go through that sadly die. And yeah, she's had multiple cardiac or respiratory arrests where she's required CPR in the community at home and survived every single one of them.
I've
information out to people.
I've had 2 cardiac arrests through my cancer journey since 2022, but only through the sepsis side of things. And then I got them defibrillators. My whole chest was burnt and I cracked 3 ribs. Where's her?
Well, she said she had a broken sternum from the CPR the other day, but was bending and stretching and everything.
To breathe properly if you did. Can I just say to anyone in the comments, okay, if you have been a mod and you have given her medication, or you have been asked for medication and you've sent it to her, or she's paid you for medication, you are now a drug dealer and you will get prosecuted, especially if anything happens to Kirsten.
Shiv just said she sent £150 to her. She said she had no gas and electric and her energy drinks. And of course morphine as well.
Maybe I should catch her out then and be like, I've got 3 bottles of morphine, 500 millilitres. Do you want one?
Yeah.
And then see if she lets me send it to her, but I won't send it to her, obviously.
If you feel you have been scammed by this person, please report it to your local police.
Yep.
That's the only way she is going to get done about this. The more reports about what she's done and what she's asked for, the better.
Or you can call her local police and report it to them. She is a danger to others through her misinformation and she is a danger to herself.
We had a lovely lady come into our life the other week who'd had an appointment at for gastroparesis.
She was in here earlier, Amanda.
Yeah, because of watching Kirsten, she was too frightened to go to her appointment because she thought she was going to have to play with tubes all day long and put medication down all day and all night.
Thankfully, she's got an appointment this week, I think it is.
I was tube fed for like 4.5 years, and I never put anything down my tube as frequently as she does. Like, my medication during the day is every 4 hours, and I only take something overnight if it's pain relief, which is PRN, if I wake up and need it. Otherwise, I don't set alarms or reminders for medication in the night. I only take it if I need it. Otherwise, I don't take anything in the night.
Exactly, no one does. No one does. Other
They wouldn't
than
prescribe
pain
overnight medication because that's when you're meant to be sleeping.
No. I mean, they don't keep waking you up every hour when you're in hospital to give you medication, do they?
No.
I'm going to jump down, but thank you for letting me come up and just telling everyone to stay away from her, basically. She's bad news.
Yeah, she
Thank you for sharing your story, Danielle.
Thank you.
Oh, Sammy, what is going on? Why have you got singing in the background?
Me?
Yeah.
I haven't got anything in my background.
It sounds like you've got
It's Sammy.
chat thing going on.
It's Sammy.
It's Sammy.
It is Sammy, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said Sally.
Oh, no, not yet.
There is a nurse in the comments who has said that the national average for survival rates on CPR is 7 to 9% national average, and then currently, I'm presuming that she means where they are, is at 5 to 7%. So 7 to 9% nationally is the survival rate for CPR survival.
But one of these days, with what she's doing...
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in one of her lives.
What she's doing...
I can hear myself talking. I don't know if it's clear. Alive.
No, try.
I'll try again. Is that better?
No, try. Yeah.
Try again. Is that better?
No, try.
Oh my god, I don't know what's happening.
I think you're echoing.
Yeah, as I was saying though, the way she's going on one of these days with all the medication she's pumping into herself, she could have a real seizure and she won't get the help that she needs because everyone's going to think it's false.
Exactly.
It's trouble.
Hi, Yoki.
Morning, not me just waking up.
Afternoon.
Yeah, okay.
Yorkie, we've had someone in the comments say they've sent her morphine and they've sent her money for gas and electric and sent her energy drinks.
No.
What do you mean Father the Rainbow? She's not taking it. She is.
The thing is, the only people who are suffering are the people who are sending her these things.
Yeah.
Who are getting ripped off for the money, who are getting the meds that maybe they don't need anymore, still taken from them that could go to somebody who genuinely needs it. And the fact
that stuff like morphine you're not supposed to give out.
This when she's saying she's crushing stuff like venlafaxine, when it says you cannot.
Oh my god, she's got terminal cancer stage 4 as well, and she's giving her a morphine. Oh my god.
No. This is why we all do these lives. This is why we all sit together and talk about what's going on and try to get as much awareness as we can so that it doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, Shiv, I'm so sorry.
Can I just... Is my mic on? Oh, no.
Yeah, your mic's on.
Can I just... to people who are sending her morph and all these medications,
Please don't, because if the police or anyone goes into that house and sees your name label on that medication, unfortunately, you'll be dragged into it for dealing. Please do not send any of your medication, because it can backfire and come back on you as well, because it will affect you getting future prescriptions as well. If your GP or anyone is finding out that you're giving out your morph, they will not allow you to have it anymore.
Especially when you need that pain relief for cancer.
Exactly.
Not only that, right? If she does pass away, then she's not going to be the one held accountable or liable. It's going to be the parents. It's going to be the people selling her the medications, and that's why we're out here trying to protect everyone.
Exactly, because obviously you have your prescription sticker on your box or your label or the bottle, and if that's someone else's name and she's taking it, it's going to come back, and it won't be the mum or dad, it'll be the person whose name's on that bottle.
They've said she's pressured me so much.
Morphine is a class A drug.
Narcissists do pressure to get their own way. They go on and they go on and they don't stop. So I understand.
I was going to say report it to the police to say she pressured you and she twisted it for it. Just report everything to.
But if you've got any messages, show them the messages as backup.
Yeah, if you've got the messages and her address.
When she lived with me, she sometimes took my pain relief. I was on oxycodone and Oromorph at the time. I was only having oxycodone twice a day, morning and night. And then the Oromorph just as needed. I could have it every 4 hours if I needed it. And she would take it and she'd really pressure me into it. I never wanted to. I never get a parenting, but she would take it.
The purpose of it. No, I don't. I don't know if it's a. I don't know. I feel like the trauma from her sister has led to this.
Absolutely. I do think it's something to do with her sister's passing, which I cannot imagine how devastating that would have been for them as a whole family. No. From what I can gather, though, she was quite young when her sister passed.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, and if I am, I hold my hands up and say I was wrong, but from what I can gather, she was quite young when her sister passed. Now, I wonder if she saw all the attention her sister got from being sick.
Exactly.
At a really little age. And where was that? Sorry, someone tagged me in a comment and I've lost my train of thought. And is mimicking that.
Yeah.
Thinking that that's how you get your parents' love and affection.
Yeah. So I know that this is like a TV drama, but I was watching an episode of House, and there was a lady that came in and she had Munchausen's, okay, because her sister was so poorly that she passed away, and she wanted the attention that her sister had. Yeah. And it was all for attention. And I was like, oh my God, if this is not based on Kirsten, I don't know, like, she must have watched the same episode.
She lived it, didn't she?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was just like, this is it. Like, this is exactly what's happening to Kirsten.
Yeah, and it's insane. Except for it's playing out all over the internet.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, once it's on the internet, it's there forever.
It is.
What everyone keeps saying to Alphaba. I know it's a bit of a change of subject, but this is what people keep saying to her. You've put it out on the internet. It's there forever now. There's no going back.
Exactly. And even if she does stop, even if she does admit it, even if it all comes out in court or whatever, she's ruined her life. No one will ever believe her. No one will ever trust her. It's over. It's
Whenever
over.
she goes to the doctors for anything, because this. Liars always get caught out because you've got to have such a good memory, and clearly she doesn't because she's too doped up all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to have such a good memory to be a liar, and when it does all come out that she's lying, which it will, whenever she goes to the doctors, they're not going to believe her for anything.
No.
Not at all.
No, they're not. It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's sad because she's such a young girl and she is literally wrecking her entire life.
She is. And the thing is that she will have to detox from all the medications that she's been on.
Yeah. And that is going to be so hard.
It is. I mean, I'm on venlafaxine. She says that she's on venlafaxine. And I know that if I don't take my tablet, I get the sweats, I get dizzy, I feel sick, I have a headache, like the lot.
So I had to detox from that. When I can't remember if it was when they changed my medication or when I was I think it was when I was pregnant. Because it didn't, you can't have it in pregnancy.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I've never had such awful side effects of coming off of a medication in my entire life.
It is the worst. I called my doctor and I said I'd really like to come off my antidepressants. And he was like, what one are you on? And I told him and everything. And he was like, right, okay. He was like, so you're on one a day, so go down to one every other day. I was like, okay. He was like, do that for 2 weeks and then go down to one day and half of one another day. I was like, okay. And he said, do that for 2 weeks. And then he said, go down to half a day every day. Do that for 2 weeks. I was like, yeah. And then he said, do half every other day. I was like, okay. And then he said, do half one day, leave it 2 days and do half. And it was going to take like a good 3-4 months to come off these pills, right? Anyway, I started and I felt so horrendous that I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to go back to one a day. Like, if I'm on them for the rest of my life, I'm on them for the rest of my life. I was like, because I physically cannot come off these. It is disgusting.
Yeah. See, I didn't have a choice but to come off them because obviously I couldn't stay on them while I was pregnant.
Yeah.
They could have done some real harm to my baby.
Yeah.
So I staying on them wasn't a choice for me and I had to come off them fairly quick and I just had to suck up and deal with the withdrawals. But oh my God, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
It was horrendous. The headaches, the sickness.
Yeah.
And I kept saying to the doctor about it and he was like, oh, well, yeah, you do get some withdrawals, plus you being pregnant as well. And I'm like, nah, this is my 4th baby. I've not had anything like this.
Yeah. It's horrendous. And do you know what? If I'm completely honest, I am a much nicer person when I'm on them. I don't think I should come off them anyway. And I've always said that, like, I never really wanted to be reliant on pills to make me happy. But then I thought, if I was a diabetic, I would have to rely on insulin.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I've got a mental illness. I need medication. So what? And if I'm on them for the rest of my life,
so be it.
I am. You know, I've been through so much, like having cancer and everything.
I can't imagine what you went through having cancer.
It was fucking disgusting. It was the worst 6 months of my life, and I have PTSD from it. And although I can talk about it, if anyone else brings it up, I burst into tears. Like, I was in a job just before the summer holidays. I did 3 weeks, and then I started 3 weeks before the summer holidays, and then I went back after the summer holidays. And on the second day of being back, I got called in by my line manager, who's also the deputy head, and she was fucking horrible to me. She was like, you are so confident that you're coming across obnoxious. You're not taking people's direction. This was all lies, by the way. I absolutely was. I've got mad anxiety. How can I be so confident that I'm obnoxious? Anyway, she was like, none of the team like you. I've had reports on you. She said, and considering that you had cancer 2 years ago, do you really think that this is the right place for you? Because it was a social, emotional, mental health school. And as soon as she said that, like, I'd kept it together while she was having a go at me. But as soon as she brought up my cancer, which is discrimination, by the way.
Absolutely.
I burst into tears. I was just like, how fucking dare you mention that? That is nothing to do with you. And if I thought that that was affecting my work, I wouldn't be in that place.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I've got PTSD from something different, and my triggers are obviously going to be completely different to yours. But we are the ones who decide what triggers our PTSD and what doesn't.
Exactly. And I've now moved to a primary school where I'm the only SEN trained HLTA there. And they love me. They absolutely love me. They love the work I'm doing. I'm agency, and at the end of my first week, they were like, "Are you coming to our Christmas do then?" And I was like, "What, really?" They were like, "Yeah, put your name down." I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much." Like, they really like me. The head teacher comes to me for advice. She asks if I'm okay. The other day, I had a bit of a meltdown, right? I was so stressed. There's this one kid that I'm one-to-one with. He's non-verbal. He's 5 years old. He's severely autistic, and he just kicks off and he goes around pushing children. So we had to get him out of the classroom and into the outside classroom. It was fucking freezing. I'm immuno compromised anyway because of the chemo. And I just lost it. I just needed a moment. And I found the head teacher and I went, "Look, I'm really sorry, but I really need to rant to you." And she was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And I said everything that I needed to say. And then I just burst into tears. And she was like, "Right." She was like, "I am making you a cup of tea. You can have some biscuits. You sit in the meeting room and you take your time." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "I can't have the biscuits though, because I'm gluten intolerant." And anyway, she was like, "Okay, don't worry." She was like, "Here's your cup of tea." She made me a cup of tea, right? This is the head teacher. She made me a cup of tea. She sat me down. And then she came back 5 minutes later with a bar, like the big bars, okay, of Cadbury caramel. And she was like, "Can gluten intolerant people eat this?" And I was like, "They can." She was like, "There you go." So, oh my gosh, thank you so much. They're absolutely lovely there, and they don't mind if I have a bit of a shaky moment, because I'm literally with that kid in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'm with a little girl. Well, she is a little girl, like physically. She's 10 years old, but she's got global delay syndrome. She's probably got the brain of a 2.5-year-old.
Oh God.
And she's in year 6 and she can't access anything in year 6, so I have to take her to reception. And all she does is play. She doesn't want to learn her alphabet. She doesn't want to learn numbers. She doesn't want to do anything like that. She's like, "No, it's too hard." I can hardly understand her. So I go from that in the morning to that in the afternoon. And sometimes I just need a moment.
Yeah, it sounds very, very draining emotionally, and physically.
It really is, but they're so lovely there. I have not once been told that I'm too confident, that I'm obnoxious. I have not once been told, like, "Do you think this is the right place considering you've had cancer?" The only thing the head teacher checks on is if I'm too cold, because she knows that I get poorly really easily.
Yeah.
So if I'm outside, she'll come out and she'll be like, "Are you warm enough? Like, do you need to come in? Do you need to change, swap over, or anything like that?" That's the only thing she asks me about.
Reasonable accommodations.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, is what she should be doing. I mean, it's
exactly. But yeah, I just can't with people bringing it up, especially when they try and make it a problem. And it's like, it's not a problem. I know my limits. I know what I can do, and I will come to you if I'm struggling.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you when I need to tap out. You don't need to tell me when I need to tap out.
Exactly. And it was just, it was fucking horrible. I hated it. But I can't even remember what we were talking about now. But
about Kirsten's trauma being related to what she's
yes,
going
yeah. So yeah, and she is going to have to detox from all this medication that she's like put herself on, because no one else has put her on that.
No. No, exactly. And I want to know, where on earth is she getting it?
So she gets it on the dark web. She gets it from people on Facebook, and she also asks people on TikTok. So she's asked people on TikTok for, are you an ex-mod? No hate. No, Lulu, I'm not an ex-mod. I'm just an observer. And she also asked people on TikTok for it. She's asked one lady on TikTok for morphine.
Wow.
Yeah, so she gets Oromorph. And she's also on another one that's like a synthetic opioid, but it's all class A drugs.
Wow. I mean, I'm on similar medications for my fibromyalgia.
Yeah.
And I will admit, she's never asked me for any. I will be honest. But I don't know if she knew I was on it before she blocked me. But the idea of getting that sort of stuff off of a complete and utter stranger, or the dark web, or whatever, that scares the living Jesus out of me.
Yeah.
You don't know what is in it.
No, you don't. And it's also like an offence to ask for other people's meds, let alone take other people's meds.
Yeah.
She's literally turning people into rug dealers. She asks her mods to get her medication. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, if I was faking this sort of stuff, I would be showing people my medication and just be like, saying what it is, but actually it would be like multivitamins or something.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't actually be taking medication that isn't for me and that I've prescribed myself. Like, it's so dangerous.
I do think some of them are like multivitamins and herbal medications that she takes, like mainly the tablets that she crushes. But she definitely takes something that makes her extremely cuckoo.
Yeah, that's the morphine. She's actually got Oromorph.
Yeah. See, now that's what another thing I find weird. I've been on the Oromorph now for I think about 6 odd years, but taking breaks when I was pregnant. Obviously, I didn't take it whilst I was pregnant or when I was breastfeeding my youngest. And I don't get any side effects from it now. It doesn't make me tired. It doesn't make me sick. It doesn't make none of the usual side effects I get. So what strength or how much is she taking if she's been taking it that long and she's still getting all loopy-loo like that?
It's because she's taking it with other meds and it's reacting. She takes diazepam. She takes... I wish I could remember the other one. That's the synthetic opioid. I can't remember it.
The tramadol?
No, that's the one that Luna's on.
Because she claims she's got a patch as well.
Right, that would be a morphine patch.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's oxycodone. That's it. It's oxycodone.
Oh my god.
So she takes the Oromorph and she's on oxycodone.
Oxy is so addictive.
Yeah.
Like, to the point that it is an epidemic in the US. Oxycodone addiction.
It is. Oh, it's a fentanyl patch.
Oh god, that's even worse. Oh my dear lord. The combination of medication. Leave it. Sorry, my daughter's... Just leave the food alone. My daughter's messing with the dinner. Yeah, the combination of medication that she's taken
is dangerous.
Scary. That's scary.
It really is. And that's probably why she doesn't want an ambulance called, because they'll be like, well, why are you on all of this?
And not only that, they would give her a dose of naloxone.
Yeah. She's an addict.
She is an addict. She absolutely is. But she went through a phase of saying that naloxone, which is, for anybody who doesn't know, it's the English version of Narcan, which is used to instantly and temporarily reverse the effects of overdoses. She went round telling everybody that that's illegal in the UK. It categorically is not illegal. You can have it. It can be prescribed, and street angels carry it around for people that are ODing on the streets.
So for people saying, why haven't the social stepped in? Apparently there is a court date for her on the 18th of November, because of all the lying and the scamming of people and getting the money in it and everything, and the GoFundMe pages and stuff. So there is something happening. How true that is, I don't know, but I have heard it a lot. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Michelle has made a good point.
What's that?
About with the ambulances being called, she said the ambulances would get safeguarding involved.
Yeah, because people...
Maybe that's why she doesn't want the ambulances.
People from TikTok are calling ambulances for her, and then her mods are calling her dad, and her dad is cancelling the ambulances. So to have them called out and then cancelled, that's a red flag straight away.
Yeah, it is. That's not... They should be looking into that. And to be fair, I think if there's consistent cancels from one address, then somebody needs to be going around checking on why.
Yeah. She was meant to have a welfare check, and they've stopped doing welfare checks now because she doesn't let them in.
But how was she letting them in previously?
I don't know.
She was so, say, paralysed. Is she jumping in the chair that quick, is she? Because they don't hang around for too long waiting for you to answer the door.
No, and she's got a Ring doorbell now, so she knows like who's at her door and everything, and who to let in and who not to, and
it's all absolutely crazy.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Dangerous. So dangerous. That's the biggest thing I can't get over, how she's just let to get away with it.
Yeah, I know. But karma is a bitch.
It certainly is.
It will come round, and she will get found out. This will all be exposed very soon.
Yeah.
Liars always get their comeuppance. I mean, look at Diddy and what's going on now, and the whole Beyonce thing. Like, it's all coming out now, isn't it?
Yeah. People can't keep the act up forever.
No, they can't. And it doesn't matter how famous you are, it will get you.
Yeah. And the thing is, I actually hope for her sake that she does get caught out sooner rather than later, because I'm scared for her safety.
100%. I'm scared for her health, her life.
I don't say these things to be nasty.
No.
I am genuinely looking at it from a medical standpoint, going, you are doing your body damage. And
so
that's
much damage.
Scary.
So much damage. She's going to end up in a box.
She is. And her parents are going to lose another child.
Yeah. They 100% are. And that's what I would be most scared of. Like, as her parents, I would put this to bed now, because they are going to lose her.
Absolutely. And I would be fighting to have her competency removed.
Yeah.
Her not competency. Yeah, it is competency, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So where she, because she isn't thinking of the consequences of the actions.
No.
And because she's a capacity, that's what I meant. Thank you, Ruby. Capacity, that's what I meant. I'd be fighting to have her capacity removed because that way she could be forcibly sectioned.
Yeah.
Because she is actively at risk of being harmed from her actions.
She's fucking Delulu.
She is Delulu.
And it needs to be sorted. It really does.
It does.
For anyone in the comments, and you don't have to answer this, it's a bit of a personal question. For anyone in the comments that has gone through or is going through chemo, I had my last chemo December 2022, and I still get, I've just come out of the bath, you heard me bath, right? I've just got out of the bath and my groin still has this weird chemical smell. Like, I still get it. It makes me feel really unclean, but I do wash down there, please trust me. But does anyone else get that or has had that or anything, or is that just me and do I need to go and see a doctor?
So are you, I know you said earlier you're immunocompromised, but are you fully neutropenic? Do you still have an immune system?
Yeah, I still have an immune system.
Very limited.
I was on ABVD, by the way. But yeah, I do have an immune system now. I had to inject myself with something that stimulated bone marrow to create me an immune system 4 days after I had chemo, every time I had chemo.
Right, okay. I was just thinking, I didn't know if maybe the, obviously we've got a specific, everybody's is so specific to them, isn't it? pH balance and good bacteria balance down there.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean, I take probiotics and everything, and it's not actually my area, it's just where my thigh meets. It's my groin area.
I get what you mean. Almost like where that stringy bit is, like the ligamenty bit.
Yeah, where the gusset of your knickers sit.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Do you get it in like your armpits as well?
No, it's just there. My dad was on a different chemo to me. He was on Folfox. I was on ABVD, and my dad got the same thing, and I think he still suffers with it. But I do as well. I've got like special deodorant for down there as well.
Can you do that again?
It's just, I don't know. It's it's really difficult to explain. It's like a chemical kind of musky smell. It's not pleasant. It's not overwhelming, right? But
you can smell it.
Yeah. I don't think anyone else would be able to. Like, my boyfriend's never had an issue, but like I'm very aware of it and I don't like it.
If it was me, I would speak to an oncologist. Are you still getting follow-ups with an oncologist, yearly or whatever?
Yes.
Whenever you next have your yearly checkup, I would check with your oncologist. He's probably the best person to speak to about that sort of thing, because they'll be the ones that would know all the ins and outs of it.
Yeah, so I've got my next, so I'm only a year and a bit in remission. I still have my follow-ups every 4 months. So I've got a call in February, and I'll bring it up with her then. But I can call at any time anyway, so I can. No, it's not bacterial vaginosis. It's not actually my vag. It is on the outside in the bit where my flat meets my thigh, basically.
It's almost where the edge of your knickers would sit, rather than actually like your...
Yeah, my foo-foo is absolutely fine. Smells like roses. It's beautiful.
Your coochie.
But it is the creases, and I don't even have to sweat, and I've literally just got out of the bath and I have that metallic-y kind of smell there, and I can't get rid of it. I had Hodgkin's lymphoma, Karen. I had stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma. But yeah,
I think somebody further up did say that they also had the same thing, but like I said, I've never had it. I wouldn't want to comment because I would be scared to comment wrong. I think the main thing would be just the best person to speak to would be your oncologist.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. It takes me forever to pee now as well, and it's the same with my dad, and it's the same with everyone that I've spoken to that's had cancer and like had chemo. It takes forever to start the stream. It's ridiculous. Hannah, my symptoms of my cancer were ridiculously itchy legs to the point where I was using a detangler hairbrush on my legs and you cannot get any relief. I was breathless. I had night sweats that I soaked my sheets and my mattress with these night sweats. I couldn't tolerate alcohol. I had a headache constantly that was like at the top of my neck, base of my head area. That was horrible. I had a fever, a temperature of 40 degrees. I was shivering, but also I was like sweating and my whole body just ached. It was the worst. And I had that for about 3 months because my GP receptionist wouldn't let me see a doctor and just kept on telling me that I had long COVID. I didn't have long COVID. I had stage 3 cancer.
A doctor did very similar to my granddad as to what you had they refused to let him be seen. My granddad was going to a doctor complaining of back pain for 2.5 years. And it was a trapped nerve, it's a slipped disc, you've pulled a muscle, it's arthritis, it's this, it's that, it's the other. Just fobbed him off. One day he got up and he said, I'm not going to work. And my granddad worked every day of his life from the day he turned 14. To get up, and he would work 7 days a week. He'd work the night shift because he worked in a 24-hour garage, like petrol station. So for him to say that he wasn't going to work was really, really unusual. It was like, right, what's wrong? And he went downstairs and my grandmother found him, he'd gone grey and collapsed on the floor. They took him into the hospital. They'd done a full body CT because they didn't know what he'd injured. They found out that the back complaint was actually spinal cord cancer.
Oh.
And by the time they found it, it was too late. He died 3 weeks to the day later.
Oh my God. My dad had stage 4 bowel cancer, and he called my GP, and it was 2000, and it was the end of 2018, right? And the doctor said, well, the GP receptionist, said, well, a doctor's not going to see you for constipation. And he was like, right, okay. So my mum said, just fucking bypass them and go to the hospital. So he went to the hospital, he had a load of tests done, stage 4 bowel cancer, tumour the size of a fucking donut. They had to operate like almost immediately. He was allowed 2 weeks, and then he went in just before Christmas. He was meant to come out on the 5th of January. He didn't come out of hospital until I think it was the 15th of February. And then he was like on chemo and everything. So yeah, our doctors are actually shit, or the GP receptionist is actually shit.
And this is why I don't like discussing my issues with the GP receptionist, because you turn around and say it's constipation, and then I go to the hospital and find out it's cancer. Hang on, who are you to determine that it's just basic constipation?
Yeah, exactly.
They have zero medical training.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be making them decisions.
They shouldn't. I don't even like telling them what I've got wrong with me. Like, I don't want to tell you, love. I want to tell my doctor.
Yeah, exactly. This is a private conversation between me and my GP. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, we have to know because we need to know, like, how, like, where to put you in the queue. And it's like, well, I wouldn't be calling the doctor if it wasn't fucking severe, would I?
Yeah, exactly. Especially if I'm phoning up for a same day appointment, I need you to see someone like urgently. If I didn't, then I'd be getting a routine appointment and having you see me in 3 months.
Exactly. They don't use their head. And you know what I have to do now? So I call up and I say I'd like an appointment, and they will be like, we haven't got any appointments left. No, of course you fucking don't. Even though it's 8 o'clock in the morning and I was third in the queue, you obviously don't have any appointments left. So I'm like, right, okay, but I recently had cancer. And then they type up my name and everything, and they're like, oh, actually, we have got an appointment. It's like, yeah, I fucking knew you did.
Yeah. See, what I do around mine now is I go, okay, can I get put on the duty doctor's list? And then they make a phone call, and then magically, oh, we need to see you about that. Yeah, funny that.
Yeah. And then another one, like, I get tonsillitis all the time, like at least once a year. I've had it twice this year, right? And I called my doctor and I said, I've got tonsillitis, I need antibiotics, please. And they were like, okay, well, we've got no appointments, but if you go to the chemist, they can diagnose you now and give you antibiotics. I was like, no, they can't, because I've had cancer and they won't give them to me. And they were like, oh, right, okay. Well, we've got no appointments, but we can do a telephone consultation. I was like, yep, that'll fucking do.
Yeah.
But they always try and palm me off to the chemist, and it's like they won't touch me.
No. We're in the same boat now with my my eldest daughter. I just turn around and I'm like, she's a complex medical case. She's undergoing testing for FND. She can't be seen by anyone but a doctor.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. And magically, like you say, there's now an appointment available for in an hour, when a minute ago there was no appointments for a month.
Yeah, and if they still don't see me, like if they still say, oh, we've got no appointments, I go, right, I'll talk to the practice manager then, please.
Yeah.
And the practice manager finds me a fucking appointment. But apparently I was talking to a GP, like an ex-GP receptionist, and she says that once they hit their quota of appointments, they don't accept anyone else, even though there will be other appointments.
Yeah. They just... the thing is, I didn't realise that GPs are actually... they're private practices that are paid by the NHS. But the practices are actually owned private, so they can make up their own rules.
Yeah.
To an extent, and they just get paid for seeing people through the NHS.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't realise that.
So I now pay $11.99 a month, and I'm with Benenden because I can get an appointment within 24 hours. And even though I've got depression and even though I've had cancer, they still cover me. It's still $11.99 a month, and I can get an appointment whenever I need one.
Yeah, I'm thinking, especially with all the medical issues my daughter's got going on. I'd say she's 15, and we found out beginning of last week that what we thought was Ehlers-Danlos syndrome is actually FND. So she's going to always be now a complex case. So I'm thinking of going private, getting private healthcare for us all, just because I want to be sure that she's always going to get the best care. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
it makes sense with the way the NHS is going, and it's no one's fault but the government's.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This has been planned for a long time by the government.
Yeah. And they go to these hospitals and they say, oh, this is the worst NHS hospital in the UK and all this bullshit. And it's like,
Yeah, but it's not the nurse's fault. It's not the doctor's fault. It's not the dean of the fucking hospital. It's the government's fault. It's the lack of funding. It's the lack of jobs. It's everything.
Absolutely, because the doctors and the nurses that work their bloody asses off.
They really do. They really do. I went NHS for my cancer treatment, and I can't fault the people that looked after me. They were fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I've got to have a small operation, and my GP surgery was like, nope, you can't have it done. They won't refer you for. They won't let you have it. Blah blah blah. I've walked in. I've told the doctor my symptoms, and he's gone, right, okay, yeah, I'll put you on for surgery.
Wow,
straight away.
Yeah,
like they're just absolutely amazing. They have a laugh and a joke with you now. They didn't even used to do that, but like he was laughing and joking with me, sort of, because he turned around to me and he asked me if there was any chance that I was pregnant, and I was like, oh God, I better not be, considering I've been sterilised and so is my husband. And he turned around and goes, oh, I didn't read that. He said, but if you do ever get pregnant, make sure you mention that I'm the doctor in all the notices so I get the payment. He's like, because you'll be a medical marvel and you'll be a millionaire.
I remember I went to my GP and there's a doctor there, and I am going to name and shame him. His name is Dr. Dunn. And there's a lot of females that won't see him because he makes them feel so uncomfortable. My mum went to see him. Turns out she had glandular fever. My mum's a teacher. And he said, oh, you know how you get glandular fever, don't you? And she went, not really. And he went, by kissing people. It's called the kissing virus. So how many of your students have you gone and kissed? And my mum was like, absolutely fucking not. She was like, no, how dare you? And then when I went to see him, I went for depression and I was crying. I was so low. I was crying in that surgery room, and he offered me a tissue and he went, take as many as you want. They're free on the NHS. And I chuckled and he went, there, see, you're not too depressed, are you? Because you can still laugh. Wow. And I was like, just because we can find certain things funny doesn't mean that we're not depressed.
Doesn't mean I don't want to go and take a swan dive off the bridge after I'm done here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I haven't had anything like that, but I had a doctor who used to... whenever I went in there, he always seemed to really listen to me. It was great. And if I said to him, oh, I need this, I need that, I feel like I need this, he'd give it to me straight away. And then it turned out that he was only like that with certain female patients. And after he'd been working with them for a certain amount of time, he was sort of scoping them out. And then he was going into their personal records, getting their phone numbers and texting them out of hours.
No.
Yes. He has now been officially struck off.
Oh my God.
Yes. One of them, he even, we can use our imagination, but sent inappropriate pictures to.
Oh my God, that's awful.
And that's it was in the news as well. It got all broke in the news about it all. And he was done for sexual harassment and lost his job and everything like that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's lucky he didn't get done for, like, I don't know if he got done for breach of GDPR and all that sort of stuff, but there was loads of stuff he got done for, like inappropriate use of medical records and all sorts of craziness.
Oh, and that's why it's all men until it's no men.
Exactly. And people say to me, oh, it's not all men. And I'm like, but I don't know which one it is. So until I know which one it is, then it's all men.
Exactly. Like 100%. Because you're meant to trust doctors. You're meant to trust policemen. You're meant to trust, and I say policemen because it is the men.
Yeah.
And they're so fucking dodgy.
Yeah, same as taxi drivers. We're supposed to be able to trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And a school friend of mine was unalived by a taxi driver.
I will only use Uber now because there's so many safety precautions that you can take with Uber.
Yeah, I don't use any now. I got a driving license instead.
I'm way too scared to drive. I'm a passenger princess and I always will be.
No, I learnt to drive because I just didn't trust. I hated buses. Buses are just vile. And I didn't trust taxis after that. So I was like, no. Less than a year after what happened with the girl I went to school with, I had my driving license. So I wasn't doing that. That's right, follow the rain. But even with background checks, you never know because you only find out once you get caught. If you don't get caught, then even if you do background checks, it doesn't come up. You've got to be caught for the background checks to come up.
And you know what? Like DBSs and all that bullshit, it only means that you haven't been caught yet.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It just means that you haven't been caught.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you haven't done it.
Tinkerbell, is that Tubes McGee that's live now? Let me see if anyone is screen recording. Oh, Luna Tuna's live.
Oh, Luna Tuna. Have you two made up yet?
Every fuck. Every fuck. Do you know what?
Modding people who I don't recognise.
I'm gonna.
So if I don't recognise you, I'm not modding you.
I'm gonna come to her for a little while. Kylie, it's been absolutely lovely talking to you. I'm gonna give you a follow.
Oh, thank you. I already follow you. I've been following you for a little while now.
Oh, bless you. But I'm gonna come to
jump down and finish cooking your dinner. But I'll still be lurking.
All right, hun. Thank you so much.
Right, no worries.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she was bloody lovely. I could have spoken to her for forever.
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.